And Han.
Action.
Oh, there we are.
That was my line.
Yep.
Best segue ever, Mike.
Thank you.
Welcome everyone to the Raconteur Society. We are a Tuesday night gaming group based in the Midwest. That is way too old to be doing this, but we're trying to do it anyway. Tonight we are role playing.
This is not right.
Exalted. Continuing our storyline with our illustrious DM Dale down there at the other end.
That's not what we're doing.
So I will leave it over to Dale to tell you what's going on while I fix the streams.
But wait, Simon says, Billy Connolly is still alive because heaven don't want him and hell is afraid he'll take over.
Yeah.
Right. We're having a discussion about Billy Connolly before the live started.
Yeah. Anyway, intro.
Dale.
We're not raccoons.
And we don't do tours.
And we're back.
Hey, all right.
Yay!
And now we're going to hand it back to Dale so he can sell his stuff about the stuff that's happening.
So I can sell my
Sell you
stuff.
He can tell you about your extended card.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Let me interest you in these mechanical pencils. They're really fine, really cheap, and really handy. Okay.
And really yellow.
Yeah, really yellow. All right. So, Exalted, we pick up where we left off last time. You guys had gotten to the small town or village of Cafet, and you met with the patrician Daniel Mayfair, whose wife had gone missing a year or two ago, and then his daughter is being pretty much held in the Palace of the Dragon Blooded. So he asked for... They've been asking for help. They've hired mercenaries, and they all failed, and were prominently displayed for a while outside of the Dragon Blooded's palace. It's House Sinnis. Alden Sinnis is the lord of the area. He has three sons. Aramis, Aldous, Aldous, and Adamus. Pretty much, by all general intents and purposes, fairly unsavory type characters. He rules the lands in this area. He is separated from the Blessed Isle. Seems like he was maybe banished here or exiled here or kicked out of the Blessed Isle for whatever reason by his own house. So he has been here keeping his thumb on top of the surrounding villages and towns and pretty much making their life miserable. And now he has taken Daniel Mayfair's daughter to stay with him at the palace, and Mr. Mayfair is afraid that he is going to marry her off to one of his sons, or worse. So he would like anybody to go save his daughter and perhaps remove House Sinnis from the area, whether it's through deals or permanently. He's okay with either one. And you guys had a meeting with all the random elders and leaders of the local villages and farms, and they pretty much all agreed the same thing. And you guys had said you would go to the palace and possibly talk to him about Alden, about his methods, getting Gwendolyn back. I'm sorry, Angela is the daughter. getting her back, and one of the options was also to maybe talk to him and try and make some sort of truce or whatever. You guys had some different plans. I know, Mike, you had talked about going in as a representative of the Blessed Isle to maybe look into possibly getting him back in the good graces.
It was something to consider.
Yes.
I don't really know.
Yeah. So Tomo had that idea. Raisha was more willing to do the deal making and stuff like that rather than bloodshed. But if it came down to bloodshed, she's all in.
I am too. I think it'd be a good thing.
Yeah. So
Either way.
Valis is always up for bloodshed. We don't have to.
Smash.
I know. Barnabas, you had thought about maybe they had some of the stuff bring you some produce and little
Yeah, I was going
stuff.
to head
So
out.
you're going to head into the merchants or to the little market there in the palace that they have every day and just kind of set up a small booth and
Says unsavory. Nice.
and maybe keep an eye out or get some intelligence that way. Maybe I think is what your plan was.
Also, actually, long term, that's going to give me put me in a better position to sneak into the palace in the evening.
Right. Suatsu and Cicada, I heard you guys say, hey, they got the back wall right next to the palace. That's great. So I don't know what your plan is, but it sounds like it's probably going to be also stealthy.
We're gonna touch stuff.
I will give you the guys this. This is the basic layout of the palace. They kind of drew it out for you at the meeting you had with the leaders.
All right, yeah.
So, but I'll let you hold on to that so you kind of know where you're coming into. I may have to ask for it back if I draw it up here. And I'll let you guys take a look at that. You guys had the meeting with the elders pretty much in the morning. They said the market usually goes from like 8 or 9 in the morning till about 4 or 5 in the evening, I believe.
Wonton Willie. I just had to say that. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. And it was probably about 9 o'clock when you guys had your meeting with the elders, who pretty much agreed, yes, we want him out. We want the girl back. That's really all we care about. How you do it is up to you.
I gotta go back and play. Jump over to Facebook.
Oh, and you did notice when you guys met with Daniel Mayfair, I believe it was Tomo pretty much let loose that he was a solar. Not so many words, but you found out that Daniel Mayfair, they're so far out in the threshold. I mean, the Immaculate Order and the Threshold Cities and the Blessed Isle, they all consider you guys anathema, demons. They've been taught by the dragon-blooded and their religion that you guys are like creatures of corruption and you'll be the downfall of everything. But out here in the scavenger lands, there's a lot more people who kind of don't pay any attention to that. On the Blessed Isle, you're not supposed to worship any other gods, just the Exalted and the 5 elemental dragons. Out here, they're like, crap, no, that's not going to happen. You're not here to protect us. We have to pray to these gods. And a lot of them have heard about the history of the Solars. Not everybody, but some of them do know. And Daniel Mayfair seemed to be one where it was handed down from his family for generations that actually the Solars were very benevolent rulers at one point. And they just vanished, but he didn't understand why or whatever. But it seemed like they were banished themselves, or maybe they were banished by possibly the dragon blood. So when he found out you were Solars, he's like, oh my God, thank you. This is great. You know.
All that praying to those other gods finally came through.
Yeah, pretty much. So you guys.
And you got us.
Yeah. Oh, dear God, what have we done?
And Anastasia's online.
Hey, Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Hello, Anna.
So, yes, you guys finish up that meeting. You guys pretty much agreed you're going to go there and see what you can do. So, it's probably about a 2-hour walk to the palace from here, or horseback, maybe a little shorter. Obviously, if you have a horseback and wagon.
Short horse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shetland ponies. It might be 3 hours. So anyway, you can get there before the market's over. You can get there by noon or so.
Well, I guess we have to decide what are we all
How
doing.
fast can we get the goods together? I didn't think I was.
While you're getting ready, they could probably gather enough stuff together here
Yeah.
and have it ready within half an hour.
Okay.
So a lot of produce and like blankets and quilts and stuff like that.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, I do have a couple of things I can.
Right. And if whatever you want to procure
Okay,
yourself.
Mike, I don't know. My Facebook is cycling.
Yeah, every time you say that, it's always fine when I'm watching it at home. So.
It might be because we're all sharing the internet. You might be getting a lag.
That's possible.
So anyway, you've got some time to kind of discuss and plan what your plan is.
Okay.
Inform each other on what your plan is, and then you can head out. So go to it.
Well, I think we should all have a large group
That's what she
hug.
said.
And, you know.
Consider it done.
Good.
I'm leaving.
No, you can take off your pants. It's okay.
And this is how we start the game.
That's how we start the game. No pants!
I thought this was no pants day.
Every day is no pants day.
That's what I was understanding.
All right, more tacos.
Oh, so you're going in commando.
No,
The one-eyed Willie is a kicker. Cracker.
Speaking,
Yeah, because I good
Time when I really. You come in commando right when we needed you.
This one eye. You were wondering.
It's winking at me. I don't know what to do. Well, I don't know. What should we split up our groups to do different sorts of things? I think your idea of being in the market is a good idea. You wish to go back to scale the walls and sneak in? Are we attacking them then? What are we doing?
Well,
Are we
you were
diplomacy?
going to be the delegation. I was going to be with you as part of the delegation. That's why I put on this robe as a disguise.
All right. She's our bodyguard, right? Or no?
Valis, would you like to be part of our
I can do that.
Okay. All right.
And then
Just
Or
stand
you want to
behind
be
you
bodyguard?
looking
Do you want
strong.
to all sneak in? What do we want to do? Come on. Wake up.
I'm tired.
So tired.
you can give me another 2 hours to decide.
I must get my battle sleep.
Battle sleep.
Preferably either if you can get me into the building would be fine, or sneak in at night afterwards through the back.
Maybe we could all be a delegation, but they may keep an eye on you. But you could slip
Good luck.
away.
Think
well, you look like you're
Like a peasant.
like a peasant.
Well,
You look like a.
except for the swords.
Yeah.
You look like a well-armed asshole.
Quit looking in the
You're the
mirror.
one who's pooping ships out of your butt.
An asshole with arms.
Took a ship.
Oh, yeah, a couple games ago, he was
Took a big old ship
took a
here.
big old ship.
I have issues.
Yes.
I think you and I are going to the back way, right?
Cicada will attack
Yes.
with
I'll be
an
going in the back at
IBM.
night.
I'm with him.
Cicada will attack with an IBM. An irritable bowel movement.
Aha! Oh!
So it's the plan then we ought to fight them in the night. Or what do we wish
Well,
to
let's
do?
gather our information. Like, we can plan to meet in the marketplace because, like after we go in
Oh, then come back out and see
and
the
talk,
wares.
and then we can all meet at a certain time at his stall in the marketplace
let your
and
lead.
discuss what we
What's-
maybe want to do. in
What's
the
the
future.
chances that they're simply just gonna hand her over and decide to be good to these people?
Negative.
None.
9.
Yes.
So why bother? with
There may
the
be a
delegation?
chance.
Or do we just all sneak in the back door in the middle of the night and murder them in their sleeps?
There's a chance of that too.
No chance. Just do that.
No
I mean,
chance.
it is. One way would be to make sure that we rescue her and get her free, and to know
Where she's at. And
also what is going on within the palace. But there is also risk of ourselves being captured. He has said that he has the ability to tell to teach lies with his charms and other such things. So he may be able to see through our ruse very easily.
I hate the way my rules is.
Not to mention if he even gives you an audience to see him.
Right.
That is true too.
Well, being a delegation from the Blessed Isle, if he is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys were going to do that.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe. He may not care. Who knows?
It's true.
May not.
Either way, he just needs to come in. And what is the plan? That I am in looking for first age artifacts. That is for what the college does. I mean,
Well, I was under the understanding that you were going to lead them to the impression that
I am.
you were going to.
But my main mission is more or less for that. But since I was going this way, I am to report on his well-beings and how he is doing nowadays. I am not too familiar with the family or what's going on, but would I know what house he might have been through and any of that?
House Sinus.
Do I know anything about House Sinus? I do have
Yeah.
socialized.
Yes, House Sinus is. Let's see. I've got
I'm just saying if I know any real dirt or what kind of going on, if I could roll
so
something.
much dirt on House Sinus.
Okay.
So much dirt.
So dirty. The paparazzi are all outside.
So much dirt, they may as well already be buried.
There's all these guys with painting at easels. They're running around after him.
Leonardo paparazzi.
Will you pause for just a minute, like you're about to slap her? Okay.
House Sinus is aligned with the element of wood. Yeah, Sinus herself, the originator of the house, has been dead for almost 200 years. It's run by 3 dragon-blooded daughters. It is very hedonistic, specializing in orgies, vice, and purchasing slaves from the guild to sell in the realm. Guild prices have gone up since the Empress disappeared, so Sinus may be losing some money there. So
Thanks for
they're
liking the
very
likes.
hedonistic.
This is
They're the ones who created the Vermilion Legion, the Red Piece Legion,
yeah.
because they were cheap. But yeah, they are very, it's like the crack house of the houses. They
Thine royal crack house.
yeah. If House Sinus was like, if the houses were actual houses, it would be the meth house on the end of the street that like had
What's
an
up, Queenie?
opium den in the back
And opium
and ran prostitution, which they do.
Okay.
So House Sinus is, out of all the houses, they are the most hedonistic.
Okay.
So, and to get kicked out of such a house,
You have to do something really bad at the orgies.
you probably saw something you were not supposed to, and now you have
that's right.
you have
Reminded
dirt
me of-
on someone, but if you use it, you could be wiped out. So that's probably what's going on.
Okay.
And Daniel Mayfair said that from what little he's talked to him about it, you can almost tell that he's like chomping at the bit to get back to the Blessed Isle. He doesn't want to be stuck out here in the boonies, but he's just trying to figure out how he's going to do it. How do I reach out to them and tell them, no, I'll be good, and then get back in there?
Okay.
So-
well, that might work then, because if I'm on my own mission with you two, as my guides, because is this going north towards like their tribal areas, or are we far away from that?
No.
You're pretty far away from the north
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
But
What
there's
would
nothing
be-
to say you didn't come from Nexus or somewhere a little south and you're heading north and you just happen to stop here on your way to the north.
Okay. All right. that
I mean,
works.
it's not like, well, we'll be there in 2 days. Give it a month and you'll be.
Well, that's
in the
why I'm
north.
going around, because I'm
Right.
going over to see this for some reason.
So that would work.
yeah, that's what I've hired you two to look at some first age artifacts, and you're a negotiator and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get a plausibility. The lay of the land.
You're his Sacagawea.
Yeah.
And I'm the final
Now she's
negotiator.
smart. She's gonna stab me in the night. Okay. I might depress her. Might depress her. That's true. She'd be a lot better off. She'd known in the beginning.
Kill the
Yeah.
man.
All right. Well, what do you think of that? Do you think that's a good plan? No. Yeah.
Works for me.
I thought it was a good plan when we made it up last week.
All right. Well, I had a really rough night, so
Slow since then.
yeah, I reset my essence.
He got it.
It's like, ow!
He got his battle nap in.
Why is the monkey humping you?
There's I'm hedonist. This will be very interesting when I go see the man.
Yeah, at least a skunk monkey.
All right, so we are together. We will do
We do this.
yes. And
See you
then you will
later.
be out to the wagon.
Is anyone coming in with me in
Right.
the wagon?
I'll walk beside you.
Yeah.
So,
No, I want to be going with you on the wagon. Walk in on my own.
so the three of you are going in as he's got wares to sell at the market, and you are there with him to help, or whatever. And you three are going in as delegates from the Blessed Isle to speak to Alden Sinus.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Hi, Mom.
hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Are you guys all gonna arrive together, or do you want to space it out a bit? Okay, all right.
yeah.
So, well, you guys get all your stuff gathered together, and you can start.
Is this your stuff or my stuff? I don't know whose stuff this is.
It's everybody's stuff.
I gathered somebody's stuff.
So you guys are all gonna ride. Well, you're gonna take the wagon, obviously, and you're gonna ride on the wagon, in the wagon,
I
under
guess.
the wagon. You're gonna walk beside the wagon, probably. Okay.
Sometimes behind it, sometimes the other side.
I'm gonna walk inside the wagon.
Kind of freak him out.
Do you have the turn signals on your road? Your car?
He actually takes a sword. Chop. Chop. Left turn.
Like that.
Okay. And you three, you have a horse. You guys don't. Are you going to?
Well, I guess I'm kind of like the hired help. We could just walk beside him.
No, they were offering horses for us.
They were.
Yeah, they did.
So if you want to take horses, you could.
Yeah.
Now the
Okay.
other and
I'm
the
just
wolves could
gonna
follow
walk.
along if you want, or are you gonna
Maybe
have
we can be a. Oh, that's the wolves.
are you gonna have your wolves with you, or are you gonna have them wait like outside the palace, maybe with these people?
Put
Because
little bow ties on them so they look official.
Little saddles.
a little hood, hooded,
Can we
hooded
hide-
sweatshirt
hide
that
them in the
says
wagon?
"bad boy" on it.
Can we hide them in the wagon?
Well,
It's got the house.
Shadowhunter would not want to be in the wagon.
Looked at, especially when
Yeah.
it's sitting in the market.
Yeah,
so.
that's the last thing you want the guard to come up and open up and let's see what's
Well,
in
maybe
there.
ride in the wagon until we're like almost there, and then they can get out before we actually.
I mean, they could probably just come with us and just stay outside the palace.
Yeah, if you want them to stay outside the palace wall, that's fine.
Probably with our
It won't be odd.
No.
No, they know they have
more
enough
than
sense. They're not
anything
sitting
else.
out in front of the gate. When's my master coming back?
Got a wolf kennel somewhere. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. They could
called the
head
stables.
out to a tree line and just wait there.
I just don't want to attract attention. I don't want them to.
They're smart enough not to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is before we actually get into the palace gates, they will get out of the wagon or
Just
No,
just give them a
you
pack
take
of cards.
them.
and just take them.
And you can say, okay, this looks like a good spot for you guys to wait.
Yeah. Sit.
Yeah,
Because
Ubu sit.
if you send them in the wagon that's going separately, we don't have any.
Control over.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and then if you want, they could be your signal. You told the people they were gathering arms and farm implements and everything they could as your backup army. If you wanted, Shy and Storm Shadow could howl. That would be a hell of a good sign. Because they said, well, what's the sign? You guys are like, you'll know it. Well, if your
When the wolf
wolves
howls.
howl, they're going to be
Or when
like, that
he
must be the sign.
shines.
Yeah. I only,
Light just shine a bat.
yeah. No, I mean
Dark
the,
night is coming. This must be it.
no, I mean the I mean the fiend light.
Put the shadow up of all the sides and pitchforks and torches. It's like it's the really bomb sign.
This puzzle, I can't make it out. I wish they could afford more. It's the peasant light. It's not going to be anything.
Right.
So yeah, you could do that. And they just stay outside the palace, and when things happen, they can
okay.
howl and bring everybody company.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Cuckoo!
That's it.
Dookie.
Was that the sign? No, I don't think so. It sounds very
I
funny.
think we have established that kaka and tuki don't work.
All right. So you guys can head out. I guess whoever wants to arrive first. You guys
Well, they would.
Yeah, we
Arrive first.
probably be
Yeah,
faster.
okay.
Okay.
So you guys
We'll
get
probably circle around so it looks like we're coming off a main come in at a main way.
kind of different
We're gonna
angles.
drift. We're gonna drift the cart in.
I saw set, and then it just the run shoot out with all the equipment. Boom. Nothing strange about those guys.
Here's my. That's a stunt. Okay.
There's your stunt.
Stunt DM.
That's a hell of a stunt.
You just got the entire party killed in the process.
Cracker driving the wagon. I'm not away from a while.
We're going tacos.
Taco. Oh, it's a taco truck. We haven't had one of these for a while. Okay.
He invented the very first taco truck. Amazing.
And you've got the little.
Like the ice cream man.
All the people grab their children and run.
Or the entertainer.
All right. So the delegates.
And Bill comes out of nowhere and starts attacking the wagon. I hate you, ice cream man.
Yeah. So you three kind of ride through a different way through the woods and come out. And you can see it's kind of an open field surrounded by trees, and then in the middle of this open field is the palace. It's got the huge wall around it, but you can see the top of the palace and stuff like that, and some treetops, stuff like that. And as you approach, you notice there is what looks like a stone path that kind of comes down from the front gates. Nice wide stone path, and it kind of disappears into overgrown. They're like, we're not building this all the way to the road. Just make it look nice. So
makes me think of the path up to the castle with the Holy Grail when Lancelot's running. Oh yeah.
yeah. And as you guys,
My kind of palace.
as you guys get to the edge of the tree line, you can have the wolves just kind of go off and stay here out of sight. You guys can travel on up. Okay. You guys can travel on up, and you do see what looks like probably 4 guards out front, dressed kind of like the ones that passed through Kafet earlier today.
Okay.
And they have the helms on and everything, so you do notice that. And as you approach,
2 different guards with hammers. Do they give it different sound? You know?
there's a guy playing their helmets.
Yeah.
The doorbell came.
Was got a helmet on. Bing.
Bing bong.
So anyway, as you guys approach, obviously they notice you coming up and kind of stand at attention. Once you get closer,
You wait for Boo.
yep, you can do that.
Do what?
Wait for Bobbi.
Bobby has stepped out for a moment. While we're waiting, don't forget to check out our Linktree. You can find it on all of our social media platforms that we're on. Jump on there to see everything else we have going on with the Raconteur Society and those within the Raconteur Society, like Studio 222 and Exalted Elephant Productions and Mike's OnlyFans.
Yay!
I'm the only fan.
The only one that's on there.
Yep.
He makes the content and then joins up to watch it.
Yes. Let's do this. But I'm dressed as Coder, so it's not really.
I guess that has got to be the most unusual form of masturbation I've ever.
All right. Now take the Buick. I want you to. Come on. I paid it. I don't love it anymore.
For those of you who don't know who Togar is, Mike, can you give a demonstration by chance?
Do you really want to see that?
No.
No.
All right, in that case. That's the Buick. Yeah, I love that Buick thing. That's why I paid good money. 34 cents an hour.
What's his other character from Deadland? Or was it Mike's character?
Bo?
No, not the older character.
Oh! Sucky.
Yeah, Jackie. Yeah. I stuck it all up. Anything worse. You want something down there? Yeah.
All these characters we're referring to, by the way, as you can see on our YouTube channel, we have all of our lives documented there.
All of our lives?
All of our lives are documented.
All of our dreams are documented.
And when
there.
I was 5, they took me to the dentist. That's why I'm a sucky.
You got your black in there. I can get it for you.
Anyway, we have our live stream documented there in chronological order.
Chronological.
Chronological, maybe.
I like chronological myself.
That's a very strange scientific experiment.
Gynecological.
Chronological.
How do you line those up?
I don't know if I would. I'd be going, I'm your
Out the
gynecological.
stars.
I'm your gynecological.
Just like being telepathic. But anyway,
You're pathetic. I'm a professional.
you can go onto our YouTube and check out our playlist where we have all of our live streams there in order. You can follow the storylines of our different games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we are the Raconteur Society. We play all games.
We have over 25 different campaigns.
Still haven't touched Dungeons and Dragons yet.
Soon.
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 Advanced deity.
We'll wipe our smear all over them.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it.
Spooky Spot really dug that chronological nonsense.
Did you spell it right?
Yes, he did.
You win the game tonight.
Yay!
Chronological
My only
Chronicon.
Bring your own Buick.
You're what?
The Chronologiconomicon or something.
That's when bad things happen.
Shit.
Somebody else send something too?
No, that's Spooky Spot.
Oh, okay.
Death threat?
Huh?
A death threat?
That's right.
You gotta stop or I'm gonna kill you.
Next thing you know, I'll move you guys to Illinois.
No, not Illinois.
Yeah, that means we're safe. Nobody wants to come here.
Yeah,
It's-
not the sunshine.
everybody's
State.
leaving the state, not
Yeah.
coming to it. So
It's like the volcanoes erupted up
Let's
north,
go.
and everyone's running out of town. We're all like, "Hey, where you guys
I will
going?"
come and kill you. We're in Illinois. Never mind.
yeah, you're good. You're
already dead.
You're already dead.
To me, I think someone's returning.
Yes. Yes, they are.
I want to give a big shout out also to Free League Publishing.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, free league.
Yeah,
Free League
those guys
is
are
a good
awesome.
friend of ours, and we play a lot of their games. So
Yep. And they launched us a lot of content. And Gil, thank you so much for everything.
we got 2000
Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop.
From our illustrious DM right there, Brad.
Yeah,
Hilton.
those are awesome.
He's the one who does all them.
And a fine, good job he does.
Oh, thank you.
Do enjoy.
Kind of interested in their Blade Runner.
Yes.
And the Alien.
I'm getting that tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, ooh.
I'm probably going to do that with Jason and Chris.
Oh yeah.
But I might look at it and see maybe. I'm gonna definitely do the investigative stuff, but I'm gonna see if maybe you can flip it and you can like play the
Replicants.
I mean, I know you can make replicants,
Oh, nice.
so maybe flip it because the investigative thing. I don't
Yeah.
think it's gonna work with a large group.
Right,
But maybe
that's
if
what I was
flip it
worried.
around
Play the replicants.
and play the replicants, then that might be good for a group.
That'd be cool.
Did you actually purchase it or not?
Yeah, I purchased it.
Oh, because they gave us to it free.
They gave PDFs for free.
Ah.
He wants the physical.
You want the physical? You're old school.
Core book. I got the core book. I got the screen, and I've got the starter kit.
Oh, with all the like photos
The
and stuff.
starter kit had all the dice, the maps, city map. It had all that stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a little bit kind of pricey with getting the starter kit with the core. Not getting the core book and a starter kit together like Twilight was.
Uh-huh.
So that was a little bit more pricier, but still, it was.
Yeah, you got the whole.
Because we like to have the feel of paper.
That's right. Well, Free League Publishing, it's a great group, and
Check them out if you get a chance.
Yeah.
awesome.
Try out some of their games.
They
Already.
have a lot of games, a lot of different games.
Yeah, they do.
So
That's cool. Well, I will pass that on. That you've already purchased some of this stuff. Again, Brad's our number one
I gotta
customer.
get the Urban Operations next.
Which one's that for?
Twilight.
For Twilight?
Yeah. And
Okay.
again, that's a box set too.
Is it? Okay.
I mean, the PDF is probably in there, but there's a box set that's got more stuff in it.
Okay. All right. Well, they did give us, if we do decide to go that way,
It's always good to support them by buying their stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Any game we play, you can find a link to wherever we sell them. So make sure you check that out in our YouTube description.
Right through RPG.
Yeah.
Why is Spooky Spock asking chrono-gynecological?
Oh, I forgot you missed it. You missed it. You missed it.
Yes, you did.
I need to watch this.
That was just a perfect.
I need to watch this now. Poor little thing.
Oh, that was funny.
When you're editing, you'll understand what happened.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
Okay, I left the shot. Now what happened? Oh! I could never leave the table.
Oh, that was funny. That was perfect timing, sweetie.
Back to the game.
Okay. So anyway, the guards kind of straighten up as you approach, kind of with their halberds.
No.
What they counsel with
think that was
dragon-blooded
the
breath mint.
Dragon's breath. Ooh, it's spicy.
Oh, that's so nice. My halitosis is gone.
Now something worse.
Take a Mentos and put it in a big 2-liter of Coke and point it at you.
Get ready, open wide.
Oh, we're going to have that at the orgy tonight.
Yes.
Mentos and Coke enemas. It's wonderful.
More Mentos.
Like-
More Mentos.
It's like a bad root beer float.
Put some more of that gynecological stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, watch this.
What you do to my monkey?
Nothing. Gynecological.
Well, Leslie
And I
just joined
didn't
us.
you by Mildred.
All right.
Well,
All right. Well,
Yeah, they kind of.
Well, what?
That's all. State your business.
greetings. I am Risho Tomo Kerichu. I am from the House Senate, from the Blessed Isle. I'm on a mission from the College of Magics. It's Dragon, right? What's it called? The Dragon Isle School? I can't remember the name of the school.
Oh, God, I can't remember right
Okay,
now.
Dragon School of Magic.
MIT.
Yeah.
MIT.
You were sorted there by the hat.
Yeah. Huggy words. Huggy words. Big hat. Bigger hat.
You get warts when you hug?
It is eating this.
Terrible.
Yes.
Oh, rough.
I wonder you need a chronogun.
I am on a mission to head up north to look into some more first stage things, and the House Senate has sent me here to speak with your ruler on just a mission of curiosity, but I am here. If you wish to go and announce me, this is,
Resha.
and my esteemed, beautiful bodyguard.
Well, two of the guards are like, all right. And he looks over and he's like, the other guy basically leans his halberd up against the alcove there, and he takes off.
Chops the other guy's
Takes
head.
off inside. Yep. He runs off inside. The other two are kind of like, just kind of standing there, but in the back. The one closest to Valis is like, just staring at her chest the entire time.
Oh,
And she got a Ford attractive, so, you know.
Yeah.
And
So,
I breathe deeply
oh, that's right. You have appearance of 4.
and hold it.
Okay. Yeah. So there.
And
Yeah.
then exhale.
The one closest to Raisha is like, God, she's beautiful.
I can't go.
Oh, my arm. I'm sorry. The guy looking at Valis is basically starts drooling a little bit.
I just gotta reach over and go up in the mouth.
Yeah, so right. He goes, "Oh," and then passes out.
Well, I have to do nothing. I just say, look, these two.
For those who haven't seen Valos,
hi, Marin. Hello, Marin.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm married.
So yeah, anyway, basically you guys wait for a few moments, and then the guy comes back out from inside the door, or the large open door, kind of runs back out and nods and says, if you'll follow me, I can take you to the palace doors.
But just the doors. Nowhere else.
Yeah. Yes. It is the exit door. I'm sorry. If you would follow me, I'll let you escort you to the palace. To the egress.
Okay. Very well, lead the way.
He basically turns and leads. One of the other guys goes with him, and the other two stay out.
Okay.
So the door's already open. They let you in. As you enter, you can see on the map there, You are in basically an open courtyard down at the bottom.
Okay.
Those are the front doors.
Now, is this like a town, or is this kind of like...
It's like
See all these houses over
almost
there?
like a keep,
Okay.
like Helm's Deep. So there are houses, there are living quarters, but it's all walled in because it's part of House Sinus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's one of those AA communities or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it's a commune.
Am I-
So yeah, the way you're holding it at the top is the front doors, and then that is a walled off.
Wanting you to look at it, I'm like,
No, she's using my camera to show everybody.
Yeah. And it's a courtyard. It's got some trees. It's very nice.
And
There's
it is
some
nice.
like long tapestries hanging off the
Quite
walls
easy.
and stuff like that. There's a kind of a cobblestone path that you're following as it enters and leads up to the double doors up there. Dumbledores
See, told
up
you.
there, which are actually open. You again you again see two guards there, but
You
you
said
all
there was a temple and a statue off to the left, right?
we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here, let me have that. I'll draw kind of some of it up here. Okay. Nope. Damn it.
Here we go. We're going to use the whiteboard now. Everybody freak out. That was only slightly delayed.
Thank you. You know what? I'll
Brad just sat there.
He's freaking out. Right? Freak out! Freak out! Brad, shut up. Or are you dancing?
Doing the chair wiggle.
Dancing,
There right now.
dancing the night away.
There's the crab trap, and here's the storyboard.
Yay!
Over here is where they found the body. And then up here,
This
that's
is
the
how
pubic
far.
hair.
This is how far
That's one big
I had
hair.
to dig out his front yard.
He's right here. The disco ball. Yes, right there in that corner. Then this blue goes this way. And then
That was the disco ball, and that's the anvil ball.
This now you will see this is making sense now. So there we are making a nice hat.
and this,
So
now
this
for
is
the
the
happy.
shark's mouth. This is the
This is the happy trees.
Happy little tree.
Don't forget the happy little trees.
And the happy little accidents.
I think
Every single one of us.
I have just done one, and I will use it
all
for
the drinking
drinking.
blood are pooping by the trees. What?
What? We make them grow.
Happy little trees.
we get a little bit of a sunrise in there.
Yes, a nice.
We like a nice happy face.
Oh, sure. Let the daughter sleep in.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a nice
You're
day.
such a good artist. You.
Nice day. That's one of your best yet.
Little baby face.
Yeah. Rising
The
sun.
Teletubbies come out.
Oh, my God. There's chaos here.
Ah,
Oh,
That's where the piles of poop are. And over here, this is the laundromat.
This is where the hobos stay. You are the hobos.
This is the fallopian tube.
This funny.
there you go.
Gonna, yeah, go.
Chronic gynecological.
No.
With maps.
That's for all
How they got along.
the surgeons that haven't studied properly and they need their guideposts.
This is how you
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have to bring out my map.
I know what I'm doing. I can only become a chiropractor. I'm
Let's
sorry.
see. Oh, there was my left hand.
Your wife must be very disappointed.
Oh, she is. She is.
No, really, you can see his maps.
Yeah. She is so disappointed. She was going to try it for free, and it was like, no.
And I got you a gift card for crying out loud. Please.
I don't even know what that conversation is about.
I think we forgot.
And this will be for you guys too. When you come in the gate, there's the double doors, and this is basically a large, like paved street, more like cobblestones, but it's very nicely paved.
That's the tunnel.
Yeah, that's
That's where the train goes in and out.
urethra, and this is
Holy smokes.
there's
That
some
guy's got a
trees
problem.
lining the walls here. You notice these, and then this is where the market is. Lots of booths set up. It's like an open air market. Yeah, and the outer wall is probably about 12 feet tall. And these, like, inner walls are maybe 7 feet tall. So you can kind of see roofs and stuff on the other side of the wall down here. But these are about 7 foot tall. And you do notice there are guards, like maybe...
Like when you're going by St. Louis number 1, the wall is real tall, but you can still see
the rooftops. Yeah. There might be 3 guards on each side, kind of wandering around. And there are a couple on the walls up here, and maybe 2 out here. So there are plenty of guards kind of wandering, just kind of stand there, watching over things, stuff like that. It does look like most of them have bows. So they do.
Like feather boas?
Bows. I'm gonna buy that later. No, bows.
Oh, boys.
Greetings, good to see y'all.
So as you guys come in, they escort you all the way up, and it is a long walk.
All the way in.
Like almost like a mile and a half, it's a huge area.
Oh, wow.
So just imagine this is like 2 city blocks. So, I mean, this is a big, big keep. And as you guys walk through, the market is hustling and bustling. There's lots of people, a lot of people in more finer clothes. It looks like there are some people from the villages, you notice. They look a little more low class, but even they are dressed nicer. Like when you come to the palace, to the market, you wear your Sunday best kind of thing. So, but there are a lot of merchants, there are a lot of traders and stuff like that. There's food vendors and all kinds of stuff. You guys kind of bypass this, and as you get up here, you notice this looks like a fenced-in pasture, and there's some horses over there. There's probably like 7 or 8 horses in that pasture. Over here, you see this is that shrine to it's a shrine of the Immaculate Order with the statue of the Scarlet Empress. You can pass that around if you want to look at it. And then over here is basically what looks like kind of a guard shack, if for lack of a better term.
Caddy shack.
Yeah. So that is a statue of
Only 15 steps to it.
So that is a statue of the Scarlet Empress there, the one who has gone missing for 5 years. And
I know that chick.
the Immaculate Order is essentially the religion of the realm. Not all shrines look like that, but they have a very similar look. It's kind of like...
I got it up on the...
It's like different Applebee's.
I don't want to know if you got it up.
I did visit the Garagarlo.
It keeps track of that chronological logical So you guys eventually you'll get all the way up to those large doors, and as you get through them, you guys will probably not see this right away, but you will. These double doors open up. There's several guards on the outside. There's probably another 4 guards. There's a guard in this little tower shack kind of thing. Doors open up.
You like the Pop-Tarts?
I get the Pop-Tart?
I like the Pop-Tarts. It's really hard to get the Pop-Tarts.
These are the size of trees.
The Pop-Tarts are the size of the trees?
Yes, it's better than I.
That's the bigger the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, the Pop-Tarts.
Giant amoebas. Well, amoeba herd's coming in.
Yeah. Well, this is the special pasture. This is where we grow our penicillin for all our orgies.
I'm very scared now because that's a lot.
Holy shit!
Welcome to House Sinis. What do you
We put the sin in.
My kind of party.
I know. I'm scared now. I walk in and just automatically backstage.
Are you entering the palace? Would you like protection?
It's a full body.
Full body con.
I can't breathe. Well, who doesn't?
Better than the alternative.
Okay.
You want the Pop Tart?
We're going in deep.
Paved road comes up. This is the palace proper, and it is just a 3-story building. Kind of utilitarian, very square in nature, but it does have like decorative things on the edge, like banners and things like that. But otherwise, it's very plain. It almost, and this almost looks like an actual keep. It's not a palace as you would think of. Like this is a shrine. A palace would be a bigger version. This is kind of like the keep, where it's just a block.
I could just imagine there's a banner there that says Orgy Fest 2012.
Sad history of the world.
First serve, first come.
Yeah, first serve, first come.
Oh Lord!
So yeah, but you are led into or up to this door, and the guard's like, "I will announce you," and he proceeds into the doors.
Don't.
You might want to open them first.
He takes a little. Sorry.
Sorry. Shit.
Okay. Meanwhile, while you guys are waiting at the doors, you guys come up.
The
On
doors
wagon.
come up.
Yep, the doors come up. Beep, beep. Like in
I'm
rock.
thinking the rock band, but whatever.
The rock band. Oh, the doors.
That's pretty cool.
You're more like the Who.
No.
The Whom.
And I'm going to pee right on the amoeba. Make sure this stuff works.
Oh, the amoeba just melts.
Yes, it's a very good one.
He is from House Sinis. Okay. So you guys are on the wagon coming up. Again, you actually see 2 guards at the door. Not 4, but you see 2 guards, and they're kind of do the same thing. Halberds. This time they kind of cross them, and they're like,
Hell.
Yeah, we're getting racial profiled.
Yeah.
and like, state your business.
Poop.
I'm the wandering merchant Astorius, and I've come to set up a booth in the market if it's possible.
Restrooms are on the right. He's like,
Oh, thank God.
I've been walking all day, and these guys don't stop.
They will not pull over. That's horrible. I gotta pull over.
They say, all right,
Lord.
we'll need to inspect your wares, your wagon.
All right.
One of them all spread legged. What's happening?
One of them standing there with the halberd. The other guy walks around and kind of, asks you to get down so you can open it for him.
Getting funky.
All right.
Get down.
Get down and funky.
Now, are you in the wagon or on?
I was sitting up with him.
sitting up with him.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll say
Sitting up on him.
sitting on his lap.
On the wagon. I'm like, yeah, we've been sober for 12 days.
It's been horrible. It's the worst 12 days of my life.
Somebody forgot to get the rum.
Right?
The guard will ask one of you to get down to open the cart. Are you just kind of standing off to the side then?
Yeah, but I'm clearly with them.
Yeah. So he just
He's
kind of
a real
eyes you,
chucker.
glances.
Yes.
You're wearing your swords, of course, right? He just glances down at him, but he doesn't.
Welcome, John.
Okay, like noting you're there. So he asks one of you to get down, open up the back. So
I will.
okay,
I'll take the horse's reins and get them steady.
okay. So you open up the
I
back.
don't- I don't. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, your horse is like, dude, I'm in park. It's okay.
It's a completely disengaged look.
Yeah. All right. So you open up the back. Now, do you have anything like specifically hidden, or is it just you just put the wares in there to look nice, or how do you?
Sex toys or certain
Actually,
clothes.
just
Yeah, where are the sex toys? You can't come in here.
No, he's probably laying those on the bed.
No, I'll go ahead and have it's just packaged up right now, so boxes and crates and.
He just kind of takes a look in, but it's not just a glance. You know, he is kind of like
looking through things.
Yeah, not physically, but just kind of eyeballing everything. And he's like,
And then he says, "Well, where are the wolves? There's supposed to be wolves back here."
"You didn't bring
Our
the
intel
wolves?"
says that.
Yeah, we know what's going on. You better be going with your plan because we're following it too.
He looks, well, this is a horrible plan, but okay, go on in.
You guys
No,
are
he said,
dumb.
all right, well, kind of looks at you again, glances over at Suatsu, and he's like, "You've never been to this market, have you?"
No, it was not.
Ah, okay. Well, just follow the road in, and the guards will meet you at the doors to the
Outhouse.
courtyard proper, and they'll show you where to set up for your stall.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
And you kind of like, all right,
Gives you a little ticket to hang from your rear view mirror.
don't lose this. So yeah, you guys can go on in. They don't really escort you. Once you get in the courtyard, you can obviously see the guards up here, and when you get up there, they kind of take you in. Again, show you where to go. You'll be set up on this side of the market, over here, anywhere you wish. So you can set up and start displaying your wares. As you come in, you notice some of the merchants over on this side. It looks like a lot of the merchants on this side are actually maybe a little well off. Like maybe they're the ones who actually live here. Because remember, there were the merchants who live here, and there were the merchants who came in.
Oh, thanks, man.
And they were kind of expected to leave at the end of the day.
Right.
That's where you are. So a lot of the merchants as you come in are kind of like, oh, hey, somebody new. You know, you get they're looking, seeing what you're putting out, that kind of thing. If you're putting a lot of produce out, there's a guy across the way with a bunch of produce, like, oh, damn it.
Oh.
But as soon as you put out quilts and stuff, they're like, oh, hey, that's interesting. And some of your own stuff, but, you know, if you're putting out...
Look at the size of those cucumbers.
Ooh, I like this one, Raul.
Gigantic eggplants over there.
Sorry.
It's not an eggplant.
We have Mer King on Facebook. She just said a whole bunch of stuff, so hi.
Oh, hey, hello.
Marin King.
Marion King.
Idiot.
Why do you call him that?
You said the opening sequence was really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well,
Right?
it was.
Well, it'll be better.
Because it is.
We're going to have a better one.
It's not good enough for Mike, but it's really good.
We finished a couple weeks.
They'll keep changing.
Everything's updating.
Like up my pants.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're not on that show.
We're not talking
There's no
about
Buicks here.
We're not talking about that
They
anymore.
canceled that show, the Jerry Springer show. Come on.
Hey, don't knock Jerry Springer. I was at Mardi Gras when he was the king of the parade. He was awesome.
Everybody beat each other up again.
No.
You're the father.
I still got a cup somewhere from the parade of Jerry Springer as the
What was in the
Grand
cup?
Marshal. Well, if I know, I didn't drink out of it. I was too
Oh my God! It's right a lot.
Turkey test is in the cup.
Was that at this place? Because it is a hedonistic.
It might be New Orleans. That might be New Orleans, probably.
Yeah.
We're standing in right now. So.
So you guys get your booth set up and all that. There are merchants around. There are customers around. You notice some of them look like they're in the colors of House Sinis. Look like maybe nobles or part of the family or something, or lesser nobles. You do notice there are some people who are in kind of a more plain uniform. They look like maybe servants to the palace who are looking for things for dinner and stuff like that. There are also a lot of other peasants and stuff wandering around. So a couple people come over to look at your booth, and
Some peasants running around.
so you guys can interact, or if you have anything you want to be specifically asking people, just let me know.
Would you like to buy a monkey?
Actually, I'm going to give a spiel about, basically what I have for sale, but then hint at other things that for the discerning buyer. And
Oh, okay.
so try and basically
He's talking.
set up some cons here with the,
Okay. All right.
so.
You can play some music if you want
I'm going
while he's
to.
doing that. They're like, oh, this guy has like an infomercial. It's amazing.
Wow, guys.
You're going to love my nuts.
That's all his charms are like that kind of thing.
I thought I was buying a monkey.
Nuts.
Just rob everything. Look at the door there.
Farron said she disconnected, but when she logged back in, she saw the openings.
Oh, okay.
She saw our opening.
I'm so sorry.
Did you want to roll for that or just?
We'll just role play it out, but I might come back
Oh, in
to
the
do
game.
the rules.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
So, Swatzer, are you going to stick around here? I was going to say, you're probably not going to be like,
I'm gonna
yes,
start
I am
kind
selling.
of following around the servants,
Okay.
kind of spying on them,
Okay.
and kind of listening on
Yeah, the
anything
servants.
they
Yeah.
say, on
Okay.
see if they say anything interesting. Maybe check out where they come and go in at the palace and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. It looks like most of them actually
Password for nice. Yeah.
travel up
Yeah.
to the main
Definitely want to learn the password.
the password.
The safe word. The safe word.
It's the same thing.
More.
Mommy is the safe word.
It wouldn't be that.
So you guys kind of walk. You notice they're coming in and out of the main doors, but the doors are open. But apparently, to get to the palace, you're probably gonna have to either look like a servant or something.
Do they really check it very much or anything?
It doesn't look like it, but the way you're dressed, they might kind of like, "What are you doing up here?"
Well, yeah.
But if you had something similar to them, and most of them do have hoods for like inclement weather, they're just all thrown back. But you do notice a couple have hoods. You see a couple that look like immaculate monks that have the hooded
Is
robes.
that a band?
The immaculate monks. Yeah. No, those are the priests.
Yeah.
Immaculate
So
priest.
you do see a couple of them wandering around, but they usually come and go from the shrine over there.
The Shriners.
They got little cars.
Now, do I ever pick up on anything when I'm following around the servants, like in the marketplace and stuff like that?
For like small talk or gossip
Yeah.
or anything. Yeah, go ahead and roll your perception and investigation.
Perceptigation.
Oh. Don't have my grade on.
Chronicalolly.
Your Chronicalolly.
Chronicalolly and your gyronomer.
Gyrometer.
Gyrometer.
That diffracting anything worth or
Craft
what?
streams. That's what matters.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
I have my braid.
Yeah, there's a couple servants that most of them are just like, "Ooh, that would go really well with, what we're serving tonight," and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, whatever. But you do see a couple a couple females who are looking over at some jewelry and stuff. And one of them you do hear say, "Do you think Angela would like this?" Well, she would, I think, but I don't
know. It kind of makes a weird sound.
It doesn't vibrate. I don't know why she would.
Yeah. Do we have enough batteries for this thing?
Squeeze it tighter.
No, they're holding up like a necklace with like a little pendant, an emerald pendant. And they're like, "Well, yeah, she might, but I don't know if Adomus would approve." And she's like, the other girl's like, "Well," or "I don't know if Alden would approve." And she's like, "Well, it's Adomus who would have to approve," kind of distastefully. And she's like, ugh, rolls her eyes like, "Well, it wouldn't look right. It wouldn't be proprietary if we bought her gifts." Like, "Yes, but I want her to be happy." And the other servant's like, "She will not be happy as long as she's here." They kind of, okay. And
I might actually. There's no guards or anything. It's just out the marketplace.
The marketplace open.
I'll probably kind of throw up I'll probably actually. That's how I introduce myself.
I'm so nervous.
Like talking to women.
Pardon me.
I probably already have my hood up and everything like that.
Okay.
I'll probably probably already close by to him since I'm overhearing. I'll probably kind of move a little closer, maybe look at somewhere as I go. Is the lady Angela unpleased with her current situation?
They kind of look you up and down.
And I'm not really looking at them.
Right. What is your appearance, just out of curiosity?
It's a cloak with a rope.
This is great.
It's something did wrong.
A big sword.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Go up too.
Actually, my appearance is 3.
Okay. They're like, "Well, he's not the emperor, It's not Palpatine. He's like pre-Vader Anakin. That's not bad. Yeah. A little whiny.
Better a Kylo Ren or whatever.
Yeah. There you go.
Ah, yeah.
So anyway, they kind of glance over and notice you're not looking at them. So they kind of look at each other out of the corner of your eye. They look at each other and kind of like pick up another piece of jewelry and like intently look at it and are speaking to you. Because they're like, oh, this is one of those spy novel things, you know, like.
Romance novel.
Yeah.
So I just cross-eyed. I don't like people.
Look at him and you're like, eh.
He's wall-eyed just in a They follow the way they go. They can see in all directions.
Kleenex?
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, you wanted the invisible Kleenex.
Red's actually role-playing it out. I can't do it. There you go.
The one girl whispers, "This is not like any spy novel."
It's like Top Secret, the movie. You remember seeing that? Yeah. I know a little bit.
Girl, let's go.
You guys get serious.
We're serious. You're goddamn.
Yeah.
No, we're never gonna get sponsored.
Oh, I got an email. Freely pulled their phone. Oh, we have a big wall of this. It's sad.
All right, why do we ever frustrate these guys?
Fake news.
I've heard that her family is concerned about her. I hope she is doing well.
As well as can be expected. She is tough, but
Are you friends of the maiden?
kindred spirits, I suppose. We recognize her plight.
Yet your loyalty to House Sinis?
Yes.
Marin's is breathing.
Kind of say that in a way as in
Yeah.
questionable. Or?
Yeah. They both kind of go.
Anybody say
Yes.
anything?
For reasons.
On the Facebook. On the book of facing.
Change comes very quickly in the winds.
One of them actually kind of smiles wistfully and says, if that were true, that would be welcome amongst some of us.
And even quicker, one would know where a certain woman was located inside a certain location.
They both kind of like do that. And you immediately start seeing them casually as they can, looking around. For a good, like, 20, 30 seconds, they're looking around.
Yeah, I probably actually say, have I been watched? I mean, I assume, because this is kind of my thing. I kind of watch it.
But they're kind of like overly cautious.
It's all right. They wouldn't have mentioned it if there was someone here.
You're so handsome.
Saying, are you a friend of Lady Angela?
I do not know her personally, but I have met her family. And some others have been engaged to give her our warm regard.
And they both basically look kind of at you, whether you're looking at them or not. And it looks like they're kind of trying to see your face a little clearer.
I gotta go. Do not try to act awkward that way. It only shows suspicion.
And they kind of nod. But they don't nod. They just kind of go back to chatting and kind of laughing a little bit. And they say,
and actually, I probably kind of move around a little bit, like circle around him and go like look at something
else. Yeah, and they kind of pick up another couple pieces of jewelry and look like they're comparing them. And they kind of look and they say, she is kept on the second floor in her own quarters, the guest quarters.
West, east, north, south?
second floor to the west. If you go up the spiral staircase, it is the first door on your right as you exit the staircase. There are guards posted during the night, but only 2. The rest of the father, Alden, and his sons have quarters on that floor too. They're the only quarters there.
And those are the only guards at night?
Yes.
On that floor? Just 2?
Yes.
Are you sure?
The rest are at the staircase. There's 1 or 2 posted every evening at the entrance and at the entrance to the staircase at the bottom.
And then 2 up above?
Yes. And the other guards wander the halls down on the first floor. The only way we know to get up there is the staircase. And they one of them looks up at the palace, like, unless you know how to scale walls.
Well,
I kind of looking around, looking at there. Is there anything there that might be a symbol of something, like, hope, luck, freedom, something from her family?
Yeah, there probably would be. Yeah, there would be like little trinkets that kind of look like pendants. You could either be a pendant or maybe a brooch if you wanted to pin it. And yeah, there is one that probably is a symbol in the Eastern tongue, whatever that is, River Speak.
Mm-hmm.
There is one in the River Speak language or rune, and it basically means hope.
Okay. I actually kind of point to this one. I suggest that one would be a good gift for her.
And they both kind of look, and yeah, you see one of the girls actually kind
Brad, I'm not crying.
of blushes a little bit, like, this guy is so hot. But yeah,
The organ leader.
she kind of picks it up and she goes, yes, I think that will do nicely.
And then I kind of just wander off.
And he bursts into flames and walks off.
As they wander off,
I could spend a couple of modes or whatever, just disappear.
yeah.
Oh, I want him even more now.
As you wander off, you hear the other girl like, oh, they have earrings of that. One for each of us. So they actually buy that. So, okay. Yeah, you find that out. So, all right. Back in.
Baron.
How about you? Are you going to stick around with him?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
acting like
All
a
right.
merchant.
All right. I'll come back to you guys. Inside the palace. You guys eventually get taken in.
Boy,
Sucked right in.
oh, my lantern.
That darn Sarlacc. It's everywhere.
Your weapon right here.
Marin said
danger.
The sound got a little wonky for a second, but anytime we all get to shouting and hollering, Marin, the sound drops out.
Yeah.
That's why you're not going deaf.
We have a limiter on the mixing board for that reason. So
Is that what it was?
it's because we're laughing so hard, it turns into silent laughter instantaneously.
We can adjust that.
Yeah, if you look at the Ghostbusters video, it's like when
Yeah.
Flip said deploy parachute.
It's like
It just went dead silent because we were laughing so hard. It was like, oh my god!
Should I just remove that, you think?
Oh, it's fine.
all it'll do on their end is it might rumble their speakers a little bit. That's no big deal.
Okay. Well, we can remove it.
But she said she reloaded.
They don't need to hear us screaming with laughter.
Yes, they do.
No, they're intelligent enough. They don't need us cueing them.
Yes, they do.
Cue card. Cue. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, those must be the pillars of the community.
Oh man, yeah. Go ahead. That ain't one out there.
Okay, storm shadow. Balance it on your nose.
Probably.
Balance.
That's what I do.
Balance.
No, Valis. Valis.
I'm Valis. I'm telling him to balance.
Okay.
be looking
We're
for
working
my
on
wolf.
that.
I didn't have
As
it.
you guys enter the palace proper, you see what looks like a very large kind of open hallway with these kind of Greek columns coming down. 8 of them, obviously. Over here, you can see what looks like a wall with a couple doors in it. Over here, you can see where it looks like there's another hallway, and you can kind of see the edge of a wall and a door. This is a spiral staircase right over here that seems to go up. Above, in front of you is another set of double doors. These are more ornately carved. They're not outdoor doors. They're very ornate. It looks like they have the motif of like 5 dragons kind of intertwined, and they kind of go in an S shape around a central symbol. And the symbol in the middle is what looks like the shape of the Blessed Isle in a circle. And then the dragons are kind of pointing at it, kind of coming off in kind of intertwining directions. And then the outside of the door is just very ornate and stuff like that. There are also a set of single doors at each end of this wall. They are similarly ornate, but they're not as engraved with the 5 dragons. They're just very nice looking oak doors. They both, the double doors have the big brass rings that you can open with. The single doors just have basically latches. But it looks very, very fancy in here. The floor is marble and all that.
Knockers.
Nice knockers. What knockers? So, as you kind of go in the hallway with the pillars, you do see some people milling about. Most of them dressed in dragon-blooded kind of robes. Look like House Sinis, apparently, the kind of like what the other guys have, but a little more low key. You do see some servants around serving drinks and things like that. The guard kind of brings you in, and there are 2 guards at the double doors, and he says, the visitors have arrived to meet with Lord Sinis. And they kind of nod. He excuses himself, and it looks like he's headed back the way he came, but they open the double doors for you, and as you walk in, you're in what looks like a throne room. There are 4 large banquet tables on either side with like 8 chairs along each side. Up in front, there is a small dais that kind of juts out. You can see it. And on the front is what looks like, like a coffee table, more like a shrine, but coffee table basically, with some goblets. Behind it, there's another little dais platform with 3 chairs on it. The one in the middle is very large. It looks like a throne. The other 2 are a little smaller, but of the same make. On the throne, you see, and if you want to pull him up, Mike, this guy in the middle.
Okay.
That is Alden Sinis. Looks a little older. Kind of stout, heavy set, like maybe he used to be really good, but he's kind of going to getting the beer belly going. And on the other 2 thrones, you see, actually you see this guy on the one on his right, and the one on the left, you actually see a girl sitting there in kind of these color robes, but they're very feminine looking, but they have the same kind of markings. This guy is standing behind her chair, kind of with his arm on the top of it, and not touching her, but he's got his arm on top of the chair. Just so you know, Brad, they're in the throne room, and on the throne is this guy. Looks like he's used to be pretty stout, maybe getting a little bit of a beer belly now. In the chair, which is a little smaller, but still throne-like on his right, is this guy here. On the chair on the left, this guy's standing like next to the chair with his arm on top of the chair, and in that chair is sitting a young woman. She looks like she's 18, 19, blonde. No, I don't have
He's dead.
Hopefully you won't kill her, so I didn't draw her. But she's blonde, very pretty. Very fit and athletics like build. She's wearing a dark blue and red kind of feminine robe like that. You do notice it's cut a little low, and she seems to be kind of not like, oh my God, this is cut, but she seems to be just very stoic. Like, yes, I'm wearing this. It's wonderful.
She'd be pulling her
And
chest.
before we got in there,
Just
and
to
the
let you
guard
know.
went in to talk to them, I cast the charm, harmonious presence, which gives me automatic successes and socialize and all that.
Okay. All right. How about you, Bobby? Do you have any charms that would be socialized? Most of yours are
No,
medicine, right?
You're right.
Okay, so you'll just rely on your own.
Rely on my good looks.
No.
About death charm. You got a death charm.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
He's hope.
That's the light work.
Keep them in your pocket.
Manuel showed up. Hey, we're good to go now. This guy's dead.
Valis, do you have any charms you want to activate at the moment? Yours are mostly combat oriented.
Yeah, they're all combat oriented.
So anyway, the guy on the throne's kind of sitting there at the table. At the tables, there are several people. Some look like nobles. Some look like soldiers, maybe off-duty soldiers, so to speak. The table closest to the right up there, kind of rowdy. Looks like a bunch of guys. A couple of them have scarves. They look like the soldiers who are kind of off-duty and just here to have drinks. The other table over here has a few people who look like nobles, maybe visiting from other places or something like that, like they're being entertained or whatever. But as you guys kind of walk in, all eyes kind of turn towards you, and Alden Sinus kind of sets his goblet down and kind of sits up. Yes?
The talents that I supposedly have, making packs and stuff, does that come with my eclipse cast, or,
Yeah.
or those charms?
No, that comes with your Eclipse cast,
Okay.
and I believe it's part of your anima. Let me look that up real quick if you like. Your anima.
That's later. Later this evening.
You might not want to use that here. When an Eclipse cast solar is party to or witness to an oath, he may use his anima to sanctify it. Character must touch hands to seal the agreement or touch the hands of those who are party to it. His anima burns brightly,
Right.
swirling with words and runes. So that might not be a good idea.
What, in the middle of this
Although,
complex? No problem.
The Exalted spends 10 motes of essence and a point of willpower to sanctify the oath. Oh, the oath, so you got to witness it. So never mind.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. If it was among other solars or people who trust you, that's one thing. But to show your enemies that, not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Alden sits back and he's like, the delegation from the Blessed Isle, I see. Wonderful to have you in our house.
I approach it with the staff. Basically, I know I have socialize and all that
just
sort of
role
stuff.
play it out.
Okay.
Just role play it out.
I come in and basically I do the royal thing to this and bow to him. This is great, and it is truly an honor to come so far to see your house. Damn it, what's his name?
Yeah, what a pretty house it is.
Alden Sinus.
Way to screw it up, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Or a calcum.
Yeah, or
Yes.
I thank you for allowing us to enter into your keep, Lord Asserson. It said
You got a nod.
we have traveled a great distance from the isle itself. I am Hirisho Tomo Kochi. I am a representative, and I give my rank, which is actually number 2 dots, so I'm not a peon.
Okay, yeah, so you're well,
Like 3 dots is like a medium kind of
you're a
boss.
department head.
Department head. of the house
I'm the
of college
assistant
of
manager of the
assistant manager of Walmart.
aisle.
Of the Walmart of the Blessed Isle.
Yeah.
Really? This is Karen. She has some words.
Oh, great.
They have a Karen. They have a Karen in their Karen.
My solar wasn't cooked up properly.
Somebody wasn't too bright then.
I don't know what's going on with me.
All right. We have traveled far from the Blessed Isle. I am on a mission from the college from which
From God.
I partake of, and I get my rank, of course.
He's like, I noticed your robes.
Yes, I am looking into artifacts of.
Oh, and when you say the science or the College of Magic, and he's like, I noticed your robes. You notice the guy on the right, this thin-looking guy? He actually kind of like sitting in his chair, and he kind of does this.
Now, is that the one that goes and buys books and then people doesn't?
You think it
Yeah,
must be
yeah.
because as soon as you said it, he's like, "That's interesting."
Yeah. I go. I am on the mission to the far north. My guides point to you
Gracia.
Valis.
to look into some first age artifacts that have come to our enlightening.
You notice Alden kind of looks at both and nods to you both. The guy, the thin guy, just kind of like, magic, huh? The guy over with the girl who's like, kind of got eyes for her the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's almost like a possessive thing. As you introduce them, he's like, And as you bow, he's like, ooh. He's just got this real
It's slime.
lecherous look about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, boy, if I had her with certain parts of her, that would be great. You know, so
Yeah.
anyway.
And then would I know somebody from that house personally that I'm not technically lying? Would I know somebody from one of those houses that I've met?
you probably know somebody who's very low in the household, but that would make sense if you're from the College of Magic.
So I'm trying to say things that aren't going to be true as a lie, but I'm telling the truth. I have spoken with this person before.
Good idea.
Yeah. So I was freaking by on behalf by Representative Karish from the House of Senate on the lower thing that I was in my mission to visit onto your house to see how things are progressing within your home. So this is an unofficial, or maybe official, representation visit. If it is aware or convenient for you, I would like to see how your nation is growing here on the far realms, and to report back how things have progressed for your situation here. I know it is a lawless, tactless place, far from the Blessed Isle, but it seems you have done quite well for yourself. This is the mere entrance I have come into here. Commerce seems to be well. Your people seem to be exuberant, happy.
And your report is going to reflect exactly how on my situation here.
Let us not be cordial. We know the situation.
It's not
Yes.
cordial.
Let's not be cordial. What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. It's like, you are well aware of the situation since the Empress has left us for whatever reasons. The houses are fighting more and more among themselves.
And I care.
You do not wish to eventually return to the Isle one day. That is fine. But I will eventually.
No, I'm just asking if there was a reason that I should be concerned about that out here.
No. It is more a house fighting. Again, I am with the college, but I am. And I've probably visited his house Senates before, and I understand the things going on there as a friend. And I know that some of them are fighting with their brothers and sisters. They're always looking for allies to return and to help their houses become stronger. And it seems you have built a strong house here. I am only to report as a friend from the college, of course. But
So there are those in House Sinis who want to know if I'm worthy of being an ally.
For whatever reason you have come here, I do not know. But I was asked to see, since my travels head that way, to see how your house is progressing.
Well, as you can see, my house is progressing quite well.
Indeed.
As you saw, we had the markets. Commerce is great. We have wonderful relations with the villagers that we are over.
I can see that, yes.
Yes. They come here to do business with us, to trade, to enjoy the luxury of House Sinis.
And the protection.
Yes,
And the
of course.
benefits of being part of the Isle.
Yes, of course. In fact, one of the villagers has graced us with the presence of one of their own.
Oh, indeed.
May I introduce you to Angela Mayfair?
No, I kind of bow. Not as deeply as that, but a slighter bow. It's like,
He nods. And he says, she is to stay with us for a few days.
oh, indeed, you are a lucky, blessed woman. As the five dragons shine upon you with such blessings further in your
She
life.
smiles, looks very sincere, says, thank you.
Okay. And I since I have hedonist too, I kind of smile too. It's just, you are very lucky to be here, of course, you know. But, and I kind of look at the sun as like, is there a future here that I should report, perhaps?
She kind of like hesitates for a moment, and you notice the younger one. He says, well, that has yet to be determined, but I'm hopeful that there will be a union soon.
It's always good to make a strong populace within the city, the people.
Yeah.
I wish you wisdom in your decision, young lady.
She kind of nods, a little more like, right, but still very cordially.
I'm very sure it will benefit greatly by doing so. I kind of smile. And I look at the father a little bit.
He kind of like, yes, and after our own heart.
Yeah.
So she kind of, as soon as you say that, apparently Angela just dismisses you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, he's just as bad as the others. But she does kind of look at you two. And kind of has that, well, roll your perception and awareness.
Should I roll anything for me with my presentation?
No, you're more focused on him
Perception
anyway.
and awareness. 3.
If you have socialize and it's better than awareness, I will allow that too.
Two successes.
Okay.
Looking for 7 or better.
Yeah. 10's count as 2.
2.
Okay. You both notice when she looks at you two, she kind of looks you up and down like, okay. But she also has this questioning look like, pretty much all, why are you with this guy?
I lock eyes with her,
Okay.
and
Her eyes drip down.
I've been here too long.
up here early. Okay. But I lock eyes with her, and with the slight nod of the head, I like touch my nose, but making it casual as if I'm having to give it a little scratch.
Okay.
In case anybody else is watching.
Have it all.
Whips a booger out. Looks at it.
Yeah.
Does anyone have thieves' cats?
Why, no. There's no such thing.
Ah, good. No one knows. Just kidding.
Yes, thieves can't.
You kind of see her
see all these symbols. What are you?
kind of narrow her eyes for a minute, and then it's almost like very subtly like, oh, like that kind of a realization hits because she's like,
Dad.
oh, what are you? And she kind of looks back over to you. Okay.
No.
You see her just kind of and kind of straighten up a little bit in her chair, like, oh, I've been sitting stooped over, but it's almost like just like
A straightening of relief, or
straightening of, I think I'm gonna get out of here.
Or maybe just pulling her underwear up.
Yeah, she could. Maybe she has a
Wedgie.
yeah. She might be like, oh, it's so hot in here. No, but she does look like she straightens up a little bit in her chair, like, but still very stoic. So anyway, he says, "Well, as you can see, our house is doing just fine here. I've managed to take what I had to work with and make it something powerful, make it something great in the name of House Sinis. And we are even strengthening bonds with the villagers, as you say." And he kind of motions to Angela.
I think that is what the house I was spoken to come see you was looking into.
Ah, yes. Well,
Perhaps we never know who wants to test this.
so when will you be sending this report back? I mean, you are traveling to the north. How long will it take for word to travel back to the Blessed Isle on such matters?
Not very long. My mission there should not take long with my guides.
Of course, we'll stop at ports along the way to send off any messages.
Yes, yes. Very good.
Okay, all right.
But of course, we have traveled long, and I do not wish to imply upon you, but I would like to see most of your areas to see how things are progressed and make a full report if you are willing.
Absolutely. Our house is your house, as they say. Would you like a guided tour of the grounds?
I will find that most enjoyable.
Aldous, and the guy on the right kind of looks over. He's like, "Would you be so good as to escort Master Tomo around the grounds and show him how well things are progressing here and what kind of power we do have in this realm?"
Show him the study and the kitchen and the dining room.
Here's the candlestick and the rope and the revolver.
He kind of says, "Of course, Father," and he stands up and he kind of says,
And then I also presented my papers to them. So
Oh, yeah.
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 So,
Tutu paper?
yeah.
Yeah.
Two papers.
A tutu
"You
made
got
of paper.
TP? We've been out for weeks."
It's his dancing paper.
Well, there's only one little corner left, so be careful.
It's used, so you might flip it over.
Yeah.
You never
said-
borrow toilet paper because I don't want it back in the
He says, "I am Aldous Sinis of House Sinis. I would be honored to take you around."
Now, did I know that he is that, or he applied, or is that
He did apply for the College of Magic,
okay?
but he was not accepted because of whatever happened with his father.
I go,
and he was very upset. But
I go. You applied, I understand, to the college. As he kind of comes.
you see him kind of like, "Yes, I did." And he kind of glances over at his father behind him.
Yeah, see, it's like, well, there is always problems with paperwork and misunderstandings. You know,
"I've made my own studies. Thank you very much."
interesting. Since I do represent the college, I might be able to speak on your behalf for your next application. And as I looked at the father, I just say that, your next application.
The father's kind of immediately goes like, let's see. So he's like ignoring, but Aldous is like, "Well, perhaps we can talk about it on the tour,
Of course.
if you'll follow me. And your assistants may accompany us."
If they so desire, or do you wish to stay here?
Of course.
She is quite a representative of her own people herself, much like your brother's perhaps betrothed. She is, of course,
You are basically royalty of sorts of your people. You're just a chieftain, right?
I'm just the only one left.
So that works. All right. I'm just making sure I'm not lying.
I'm the queen of demons.
That was a reference to some of our red dwarfs.
That's funny. He says, "Well, let me show you the marketplace first."
I can answer you, or like, do you wish to stay here, or do you wish to come with us? Kind of like that.
Well, I was rather interested in the clothing that she's wearing. Obviously, I'm not dressed for this region.
Let me take you to the market. And while we take a tour, if you lovely ladies would like to stay there and browse a bit and meet the common folk, you're more than welcome.
Yes, you'll be able
And he
to
kind of
converse with
puts
them.
his arm out for you. Yeah, he does. He's just kind of like,
Go on.
Okay. And you notice
later.
when you lock arms,
Just don't stick your tongue in my mouth.
yeah, it's kind of like a wet fish. He's like, yeah, okay, like not wet as in he's sopping wet, but it's like a weak handshake. You know what I mean? But you also notice that he's almost warm to the touch.
So he is hot.
He's hot.
So he's warm and clammy.
Yeah. Well, he's not clammy.
Putrid.
He's not clammy. He's just he's warm, but he just has a very weak, like, he's not, yes.
He's not buff.
It's more like, yeah, you're not my type, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
He wasn't looking at you because you went to the college. He was looking at you.
Piece of Tomo.
I am. This doesn't.
Perhaps you should be going to the market.
Well, let's all go to the market. Let's all go to the market.
So yeah, all this will take you three out the doors and back down to the marketplace. And as you guys walk, he's talking about the College of Magic and all that. Kind of asking about you, some of your teachers, some of your tutors.
Which I know. I have a lore of two. I'm actually testing to see what he actually knows. And
he knows, like, he studied, he really wanted into the college, and you can, through small talk and innuendo with these guys, you get that basically he applied for the college, he was ready to get in, and if he didn't pass the test, he was going to pay his way in. But then whatever happened with his father happened, and they left, and he was like heartbroken, angry. So he decided to kind of snub it in everyone's face, the establishment, and he's self-taught himself a lot of magic.
Really?
He doesn't really know a lot of sorcery, but he's very fluent in the charms of the dragon-blooded. He's very good at his charms, and he is studying terrestrial magic, but he hasn't quite got there yet because of his duties at the palace now. He's basically his father's advisor.
He's also very good for ventriloquist with a little dummy.
That's right. Yeah. Suddenly Raisha's left boob starts talking and he's like, that was me, by the way.
Yep. Nope.
So he talks along the way, and basically you find that he's very fascinated by sorcery and is learning about it, but he doesn't actually have enough points to put in it.
Okay.
So that's where
My character is very weak.
yeah.
I must.
Oh, that's good. I wanted to know if he actually was a wizard, so it helps me. And I tell him about.
But he does say that he has a study somewhere in the palace that he keeps a lot of his books and.
Oh, I would like to see them.
Yeah, surely if you would like to see them, but some of them are private, so I don't know. You know, we'll see. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
First of all, let's take it. And
I can roll. I have 3 automatic successes right now.
yeah,
so.
no, he's still like no.
Okay.
But as you guys walk down to the market, he is very much the salesperson.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, yes, as you can see, the palace grounds are beautiful and blah, blah, blah. Over there we have a shrine to the Immaculate Order, as every palace should of House Sinis.
Yes.
Of any dragon-blooded. You know, our soldiers, there's only myself, my father, and my 2 brothers, and our captain of the guard happens to be an exalted dragon-blooded.
Indeed.
Yes, he's very loyal to my father, and he has been with us for many years.
He sounds very intriguing.
Yes, he is. I guess you could say my brother Aramis is a favored student of his, and he has quickly risen in the ranks to also be, I guess, Master Denerid's second in command, although Denerid is getting older, so Aramis is pretty much in charge.
I see.
And he says, my younger brother Adamus is also dragon-blooded. You notice it's like is also dragon-blooded. I have nothing good to say about him.
Okay.
But he's he's talking, look at all these people. Look at the people of the marketplace are just love to be here. They love us, and it's just a fabulous symbiotic relationship we have with the villages in this area. My father treats them fairly and judges them very fairly, but he needs to put his foot down when needed, but they stay in line for the most part, and we reward them for that. by letting them come to the palace and have their markets.
Do you think have you had put too much force upon them, or are they?
No, we don't use force that often at all. I mean, there have been times when we've
Well, if it would come to it.
if it would come to it, yes, you have to show your strength.
Good.
My father and my brother Aramis are not afraid to show a bit of strength. A harsh hand can deal great kindness.
That is true. That is, you truly spare the child without the rod? It is the only
The rod's necessary to keep the child in line. We would do
Exactly.
so.
Very good.
But sometimes the fact that you have the rod in hand makes them obey.
Your men seem quite well guarded. How many people soldiers do you employ?
Well, we have a talent of soldiers at our disposal.
That is what I was reported for.
And a talent is about 125.
125.
Now, do they all reside here, or do you have patrol?
Yes, they do. And he will take you over here.
Toss you in a well.
Yes.
This is Sparta.
Okay.
Hi, TikTok.
What's happening, TikTok?
Momentary pause for a bit of sketching.
Yeah. It's a sketchy situation.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
This over here is the easy bake oven.
That's where we make our soldiers.
You know the Muppet Man?
Okay, where's the curtain Carol Merrill is standing in front of?
I was back over there in the
So he takes you back up to this wall, and there's an entryway right there. And as you come down here, this looks like just a long outdoor hallway. But as you come around the corner, you see what looks like
Pudding.
yeah, pretty much. Now he points it out. This is a guard shack with just a single guard monitoring day and night. This, which is guarded by the guard shack, is the armory, and he will open the doors and show you that's where they have tons of swords and shields, different weapons, lots of halberds. A lot of it's basic. There's nothing exotic in here, but there are a lot of weapons, and they look like they're very finely made.
He will probably
So
he
he's
will
like,
inspect
look
them and
this,
look at them.
like this is our armory. This is how we protect this realm.
I probably look to you and say,
They will be of interest to me, and I will be eyeing them closely.
Yeah, they are very well made. They're kind of like elvish blades. They're
Made from elves.
They're made by the Exalted for normal folks. So it's like, wow, these are really good. But you would notice that some of them, there are a couple of the shields that are actually made of mostly jade, which is orichalcum is the metal for you guys.
Yeah.
Jade is the metal for dragon blooded. So they actually have they look like tower shields, and they're mostly jade with a lot of silver inlay and stuff. And he's like, these shields specifically are used by Nolan Denerid and my brother Aramis.
very good.
And they seem to be prominently displayed.
Yes.
And he's like, these are the best shields we have. And they are guarded day and night by this guard.
Well, that is understandable. It is good. I kind of look for quality. And would I recognize any of the craftsmanship or anything?
No. You were from the magic, not blacksmithing
that's
or
fine.
anything. Over here is the barracks. He's like, they're off-duty soldiers in there. We'll leave the door closed.
Naked?
Yeah, maybe. He's like, we'll leave the door closed. They may be sleeping. So
That's understandable.
at the end is basically what looks like, for lack of a better term, a gym, like a training room. It's got the post,
Oh yeah.
the padded head with the sticks sticking off. Yeah, and there's archery, like a little archery range and stuff.
Next door in the back barracks, we hear
Yeah.
YMCA.
And then over here is a small little, it almost looks like a hut, but when he opens it up, he's like, even our soldiers, even our soldiers are faithful to the Exalted. When he opens it up, it's a shrine to the Immaculate Order and the 5 elemental dragons. So he's like, our soldiers are devout Immaculate Order followers.
I inspect it quite thoroughly.
Yeah, that one looks very good. Yeah, I mean, it's a small shrine, but it's perfect for soldiers. And then over here is like an open air kind of blacksmith, like a forge for like preparing armor and stuff like that. Nothing fancy, nothing extravagant. So obviously the shields were made somewhere else, but you know, it's serviceable and well made. And so he kind of takes you there, and then he shows you off the pasture where he's like, oh, some of our steeds, many of them are out on patrol. But these are a few of the prize steeds we have.
I gotta go over and look at them. And,
and there's like stables over here.
Open her mouth.
Lift the tail.
Oh, this is a horse.
Looks important.
Oh, let me down. This isn't the soldier. This is a horse. Why are you trying to hold me?
I thought that soldier looked pretty ugly.
He had a very long face.
Why the long face,
soldier?
Over here, you would find out he'll take you over there. It's all houses, and it's all people who actually live here, like the blacksmith. Some of the monks have homes. A lot of the servants have homes here. So this is like a little residential area. Several different houses. The statue and the shrine are up there, and then over here is a library, and over here is another blacksmith.
Oh, okay.
So
there's the whitesmith and the blacksmith's over there.
Yeah, the whitesmith and the blacksmith.
Look at the library. Is there anything specific?
It's a nice library, but you know it doesn't have any books on magic or anything like that.
No, I just see if they actually have one. So that's
it's got a lot of history books and stuff like that. A lot of teachings, a lot of like Immaculate Order texts and stuff like that. But kind of common.
Okay.
There's some fiction and stuff like that.
Is this something you brought with you, or is this something?
Well, most of it was brought with us, yes. The wilds out here really didn't have much in the way of books.
That's why
we brought our own to educate ourselves and the people who visit. If any peasant wishes to check out the library, they can for a small fee.
Oh, very good. I find that very interesting.
Which is like, oh, they have to pay.
That's nice. Of course they do.
Yeah. The peasants have to pay then.
Yeah, you tax and tax again.
So as that's all going on, okay, Barnabas. You're at your booth, giving your spiel. A couple people come up, like, what you got? Some peasants come up and buy some produce, actually, for dinner, or some servants of the palace do as well.
Yeah.
You do see a couple nobles, maybe an off-duty soldier or two. There's actually a soldier wandering around. Eventually, he kind of walks by and kind of glances, and looks at one of the quilts, and looks at you, and just kind of barely nods and just kind of wanders off, like
actually before he's
slumming it.
Before he moves on, the going to launch into a sales pitch for this such a fine soldier that you are. You could use a charm against danger.
Don't need it. Walks right off. He rolled his conviction. He's like, I'm on duty. Forget it. But you're like, you son of a bitch. But you do see a couple nobles coming up, or noble-like people, and they just kind of like, oh, look, quilts. Yeah, it's like looks like a husband and wife. He's like, oh look, they have quilts. She's like, oh, those are nice, a bit rustic, but might look good in the bathroom.
If you might be interested, I do have a charm that enhances the beauty of a woman.
Ooh.
He's like, the beauty of the woman, really? And she's like, excuse me? He's like, no, let's hear him out. And she's like, hear him out to make me more beautiful. I'm not enough? He's like, well, of course you're enough. What about this charm? She kind of like, kind of looks at the quilt.
So yeah, I'll pull out basically a necklace with some little mystic looking thing on it that's completely useless.
A pipe cleaner necklace with a bread twisty tie.
There you go.
You'll definitely look better with
be a wonder.
So
she'll have great buns. I deserve that. Yeah. So anyway,
so yeah,
should be the charm of the kitchen.
That'd be the yeast of your problem.
I bought this from a.
the roastiest thing I've ever done.
Oh, throw one at him, please.
Ouch!
Right in the nipple.
Got me right in the mommy daddy button.
So, yes, this charm, I got it from a mystic in the at Nexus, and the claim is that for whoever wears it day by day, it increases their attractiveness.
His wife is kind of like moved on to another booth, and he's like, how much?
Well, say such an item as this would be worth 2 dots of resources.
He kind of looks and he's like, sold.
Okay.
And he kind of like, quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, he takes it and kind of puts it in his pocket. Like, well, I'm sorry, she must have moved on. I guess I'll, if you'll return to the market, maybe I'll let you know. How long does it take?
Years.
As I said, it is a process of time. It is not an instant. So it's. I have not tried it myself, but from what I was told, it takes at least a fortnight to start showing any.
All right. Well. All right. He kind of like gives you that. Wanders off to his wife.
But they get scared.
And you probably hear, no, I didn't buy anything.
So should I? How do you want to do that? Mark an extra dot in resources, or just?
Yeah, because you'll probably end up spending it very quickly. So we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So you made a little money.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, all right. A couple more people come by. There are a couple lesser noble women who probably offer to buy a couple quilts from you, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Nothing for extraordinary prices. So
has there been a regular guard rotation through the market, or
not so far? It's only been about an hour, so you only saw the one guard walk by, but all the ones up on the walls have been moving around.
Yeah.
Maybe every once in a while you'll see one go to the other side and switch places, but that's about it. But as far as down here, no, it's probably like the archers are the ones watching down here. So
yeah, basically just keep
hawking wares
and keeping an eye on the soldiers where they're at.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they pretty much stay up there for quite a while. It gets to be about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You do notice about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You see every once in a while, you'll see one of these soldiers switch out with another. Not all at once. Like starting about 3 o'clock, you'll see every maybe 15, 20 minutes. One will come up, switch out. One will come up, switch out on both sides. So it's not like they all just change shifts at once. They stagger them, even the guys on the other side. So, but they do switch out the other shift, apparently. Same with the guy you saw walking around the market. Later on, you see another guy walking over there. It's a different guy. So they do switch out. So that's what's going on there. Sakata, how about you? You just kind of hanging out at the booth and doing the same thing, kind of watching?
I'm just trying to support his selling by doing whatever. And
okay. All right.
Kind of looking around and keeping an eye out when things are moving. And
yeah, it looks like it's, like I said, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Suatsu, how about you? After you had that conversation, what are you going to do until...
Oh, I leave. Just go back home.
Okay.
I head back to the stall.
Okay.
And then I'll probably just kind of nonchalantly kind of inform them of what I learned.
Okay. All right. So you guys
and I obviously know about this too, just in case, one of us needs to say something,
Okay.
So I just make them aware of that, and then I'll probably kind of go back and I'll probably kind of look around the town some more and kind of like pick out places. Hey, this is a good place to hide. This is
Right. Yeah.
a good stealth area. Just kind of keep an eye on stuff, and every once in a while, come here, corral back over to them.
Got falafels right here.
Falafels.
It was a shawarma booth. Holy shit!
You do see about 45 minutes to an hour after you had that conversation with the two ladies. You do see them heading back to the palace.
Covered in blood.
Yeah, covered in blood.
Well, it was a very good market.
Oh, that was wonderful.
I can't believe we had to slaughter our own lunch. Those children were screaming. And...
They were so tasty, though.
Yes. All right. So the rest of the afternoon, just so you guys know, after your tour, Tomo,
Yes.
he kind of takes you back. Alden kind of like offers you drinks and just makes small talk, and you can tell he's kind of like he's very subtly. So they want me back. They think they might take me back because that'd be great. If you can put in a good word for me, I'll do whatever you need.
Father.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just subtle about it, but okay.
Yeah.
You guys, after you get to the market, looks like Aldous and Tomo are going to kind of wander off. Do you guys want to stay at the market, or you do see, as you're walking in the market, you do see where Barnabas and Cicada are set up. You don't see Suatsu anywhere right now, but you do see where his stall is. So when Aldous and Tomo decide to kind of
Stalling.
keep going, do you guys want to break off and go meet up with those guys, or like check out their booth? Because they're not. It's not, hey guys, how you doing?
No, if we're all happening to be passing past them, do a nonchalant kind of look over, whatever, and not making any overt moves that we know them or anything, just like they're just another vendor. And
So no high fives.
Yeah.
no, no low
Suckers.
no low twos either.
Okay.
You have terrible quilts here.
That his man at arms, if I remember right, they did say something about where he might be a little iffy.
Yes.
He might be willing to join.
They've told you that Nalan Denerid, sometimes Aramis in particular, but if Alden gives him an order to hurt someone, usually is especially when it happens, or if he's like, why don't you throw that man in the stockades or lock him up or whatever, they can tell that Nalan Denerid seems to hesitate for a minute, especially if it's hurting someone, and he does it. But it's like that. I hate this part of the job. That kind of thing.
No, we haven't seen him yet, right?
No, you have not met him yet.
Okay.
But as you guys get around, you and Aldous come back around to the pasture, you do see some people riding horses out there. And it looks like they're kind of attacking each other with wooden swords, kind of like practice.
Right.
And there's like 4 or 5 guys. And one of the guys you do recognize, and Aldous is like, my brother, and the captain of the guard. You do see this guy and this guy, but this guy does not have his helmet, and his hair is very short, and he's got that reddish brown hair, thick mustache, thicker eyebrows, but it's very short and almost military style as we would consider it. And then you see this guy, which is Aramis. And he's like, my brother and the captain of the guard are at it again. Just training, really, but they're quite a sight to watch. Looks like they've got some soldiers that are sparring with.
Let us see. Perhaps you can give your opinion on their abilities.
I'm not with you.
Oh, they're not with us? They're just me?
Well, it's up to you guys. Did you break off or did you follow him?
I'm sticking with him.
You're
We're
sticking
with
with him.
him, but if when we go happen to go by
Right,
the
you did. And it's kind of like, oh, well, these are crap. Thank you.
Gives you the stink eye. Like, God, why do you ask crappy stuff?
Crap.
You should go kill yourself.
Crap. That was not bad. Crap.
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 Fuck you. You're cool.
all these people around the booth. Did we get the guard? So yeah, you kind of watch.
These merchants are thieves. Seize them.
See this, Honkus?
Who you call Honkus?
Biggest dickus. Yeah, you see.
My friend. Nigger. That's gone away immediately.
That's so funny. Yeah, you see these guys kind of riding and basically doing some sparring, and you notice. Oops, wrong guy. Yeah, they're both pretty good on a horse. They're both pretty good at melee. It looks as though the younger one is a lot better than the older one. Nolan. He's holding his own, but it just looks like Aramis is a little quicker, a little fancier. So he's better, but the captain of the guard, like the regular soldiers, he's still like disarming them left and right. But when it comes to those two fighting, Aramis has the upper hand.
Okay.
And all this is like, as you can see, my brother is very well versed in the arts of war.
He is.
Even more so than Nolan, who is a master in his own right, but he is getting up there in years.
It is
But that is no fault of his own.
It's the bloodline, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. After all, he's not exactly a spry 143 anymore.
What? Aren't we all?
I'm not even a spry 43 anymore.
But he says, yes, so, if should Nolan decide to hang up the helmet, so to speak, I think Aramis will be a fine captain of the guard. Although he does have aspirations for more.
I see. Well, what would that be?
Well, of course, Father's spot. Father's also getting up there in years, and he's done a very fine job. He has done very well.
I see.
And we would all love to go back home. I'm not going to fleece you on anything of that nature. We all want to go back to the Blessed Isle, but I think Aramis has found his true calling here. To be a man of his own, to be a ruler of his own. And should Father not make it, and he does that, not make it back to the Isle.
I'm sure his sons will do him great honor.
Ah, yes, Aramis would make an excellent leader, if not cruel, but...
Do you think his sons would be a good representative of him at the islands if he had to? I mean, I hate to leave the entire place here abandoned without leadership.
Well, I know Father wants to return to the Blessed Isle. He has deep ties there that he has been severed from, and he's very upset. He's very melancholy.
Playing the plain-spoken barbarian of the North.
You gotta hear the smoke, eh?
He's crawling.
So why did they send your father out here?
I'd probably scowl like,
He's like, oh, well, that's something we don't speak of, even though it does mean blackmail. And he kind of smiles and he says, Father saw some things that maybe he shouldn't have seen and made some people back home angry. So they sent him and his sons out here to kind of think about what he had done and
Think about what you
pretty much. Think about what
I'm out.
yeah.
But in a way, it's actually been quite a blessing. I mean, the Scarlet Empress went missing or has taken a leave of absence. And she has not been back. And things back home seem very troublesome. Fighting left and right over her throne. The house is at each other's throats.
Oh, yes. I'd probably give a little gossip.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yes.
Everybody's dead, and if Sacred High, look at the only ones left, but I can't tell you.
My father wants to be back there. He thinks House Sinis is going to fall apart without his knowledge and leadership. And I do believe he has merit there. I do believe he would be of value to the house back home during this troubled time. However, if he were to choose to return home, and you needed someone to stay here, if Aramis chose to take that spot and take it without losing any sleep over nasty accident, then I would probably stay and advise him as well. Keep things running per the status quo.
I see.
I have a lot of connection to these villagers myself, here, in my heart, in my veins.
Because I eat them.
Runs the passion for these people in my blood. Plus, they also have quite a few things I need.
I see. And what of your youngest brother?
Oh, he'll go wherever the women are. He's,
But he's not betrothed to a chieftain or something?
No. He's
Made of pudding.
he wishes he was made of pudding. Let's put it that way. No, he's impetuous. He is very. His mind is not geared for ruling or anything of that. Well, not ruling in a classical sense. He does have his forceful ways, but not with the common populace. Only a certain aspect of the common populace.
I see. I understand.
And sometimes he gets his way, sometimes he doesn't. And when he doesn't, sometimes he takes things too far.
So you think that in the event your father will return, you the two would stay?
Aramis would probably like the chance to rule. I would like to stay as his liege, but I would highly recommend that Adomus goes with father. Father shouldn't be without any of his children. He should go with him.
Yes, he needs a protection. But
He would-
for you are
would
not
be much
interested in
happier.
returning to the college if that possibility would open?
No, to be quite honest, I think I'd like to stay here. These people have a lot more to give than, well, a lot more that we can take as well.
But you are open to learning of the ways of magic, though, right?
Oh, yes, very much so. And if I have to do it on my own, I've done well so far, but if I can get to the college, that might change my decision.
Well, if your father returns, perhaps that is something to speak.
Well, if father is not going to return, do send word to myself. If he doesn't or isn't able to return to the Isle, I think he needs to relax. Take some time off.
I see.
A lot of time off.
Interesting.
He is.
It's a dirt nap.
So do you think you can't look at his brothers, like, would be more in tune to the Isle himself, the understanding? Say his
Animals?
father? Yeah.
Oh, would he like to return to the Isle?
No, more loyal, I would say. Yes.
No, not to the Isle. He wants to rule.
Yeah, I see. All right.
And if father's gone, he can rule at his discretion. Which, as I say, he can be quite cruel, but if that's what he chooses to do, I will. If I don't get to return to the college, then I would probably stay here and reap the rewards of his cruelty.
Very good. I appreciate your candor.
Oh, of course.
Continue to watch the fight, you know.
They're pretty
And
good.
like, I would, of course, like to meet your brother as a man at arms, if possible.
Oh, well, of course, of course. And he kind of waves. You see the brother kind of look over and kind of like,
Yeah.
but then he kind of looks again. He's like, who's my brother with? I don't care about. Wow. Hold! And Denerid kind of like stops mid swing and looks around. Aramis starts riding over to you guys. And Denerid kind of follows.
All right.
Aramis kind of rides up on his horse, and you notice he turns his horse and sits very tall in the saddle. He is actually kind of handsome, and he kind of like sits up straight. And he's like,
Give, of course, normal bow.
brother? He kind of nods. He's like, who do we have as a guest? Someone of import, I assume.
I can't wait for
Oh, yes, this is Master Tomo from the Blessed Isle, the College of Science, or the College of Magic. And he's like, oh. He's like, but he's here on behalf of Father. What do you mean? He's like, he's from House Sinus. He is looking to see how
we're
we're
doing a
doing.
report on how the progression of your kingdom here within the wilds has gone. Reporting back the Isle to see that you have, of course, so far seems like have done quite well. And you are a commander of the men. And I look at the other men of arms as well.
He kind of nods. He's like, yes, Captain Dennerid and I are in charge of the military presence here.
Indeed.
And Nolan Dennerid kind of like bows to you.
It seems you have well disciplined the men here. I'm quite impressed.
Yes, we've kept the ranks strong, in line.
I will be honest. I was told that I would probably find the what was the bad legion?
The Vermilion Legion.
Yes, I would find remnants of the Vermilion Legion here, but I have not found that at all. I will be happy to report that these are very strong, sharp fang of the Imperial armies here.
Well, if you should happen to remember who told you that vicious rumor, if you would be kind enough to report that to me, I would like to set them straight personally and show them our military might. You all notice Dennerid is back on his horse, and when he starts talking like that, he actually does that. Oh, Jesus. Like, right. More killing. Yay.
Yeah.
So he says, well, you can behold the military might and report back whatever you wish. Good day to you.
Very well. Perhaps I can speak with your men at arms at some point.
Yeah, he goes back to riding, and Dennerid comes up, and he's like, forgive, Lord Aramis. You are from the school of magic, which he does not hold in high regard. And he looks at his brother, and his brother's like, ugh. He's like,
Otherwise, okay.
I, however, am happy to see someone from the Blessed Isle, and I'm
Yes.
happy to hear that you're looking into Alden and seeing if I'm assuming things can be set straight there.
It is anything is possible if he wishes it, Empress.
Yes.
But it is, of course, a difficult time upon the island.
Of course.
So much infighting and so on and so forth.
Yes. Well, I hope all works out well.
I understand that you are. I kind of go. Saw some of your soldiers. I almost kind of like. Did you wish to? I kind of looked at her. I mean, did you wish to look any more upon the markets? I kind of look at at her and stuff. Or would speak more about your soldiers a bit? I kind of look at his brother and stuff. Like, I will have to ask some technical things of the military might.
Well, Aldous is like,
I can't look at him like,
yeah, he's like,
if this is going to bore you, I hate to do this.
he's like, well, you can speak to Captain Dennerid. I'm sure he will give you any information you wish that concerns those matters. Dennerid, if you'll excuse me, he's like, of course, my lord. And he's kind of like, well, ladies, would you like to escort back to the market on my way to the palace, or would you like to return to the palace with me?
That sounds good.
Yes, that'll be fine with the captain here. I'll report back how you think of the market. And I deeply bow to him and I go, thank you so much for this. I would like to speak more about your college and other things. And perhaps there might be ways that you can learn here in the future.
Okay.
On a personal level, perhaps I'm impressed someone learned on their own. And perhaps I can send some booklets to you that would increase your library and such things.
How-to book on magic.
Yeah, how to.
Magic for dummies.
It's like the little kid's book. Color here.
The ping pong ball and the string that you hold behind the curtain. Like,
All right, pick a card. There's one card. I know.
he's like, yes, I look forward to that. Ladies, I will escort you back to that market. And it's probably now getting a little later toward dusk. So you guys can go back to the market and you guys be together. You talk to Dennerid. Basically, it's going to be military talk. Right. Yeah, we have a talent. We have a talent of fighters, 125 soldiers. They're all well trained. We change shifts. Blah blah blah. He doesn't tell you the times or any of that stuff. He's like, Aramis is a very powerful man, more powerful than me, some say, but I'm happy to have him take over if he wishes. He's like, if Alden returns to the Blessed Isle, that would be best for him. If you hint around to it, you get that he doesn't really want to go back to the Blessed Isle because of all the infighting, and he's kind of found it nice out here. But if Aramis takes his father's place, he's like, well, I would trade one lash for another, really. So I don't know what I would do. Perhaps
I'm trying
move to the 7th Legion.
with my charisma and all that and everything else. I'm gonna try and move around. Like, how does he actually treat the people? Kind of feel like that way.
Okay.
And then
With your automatic successes because of your charms and stuff, it's basically, Aramis is a dick. Alden is like, do what I say, otherwise you go in jail, and then that'll teach you a lesson. You give me your daughter. She'll be back in a few days, hopefully married to one of my sons. Aramis is more like, you said what? Bam! Lock him up. He is much harsher. But
It'd be worse if
he's
was in
in check because of his father. Because his father's very social.
Right.
So he's like, no, don't punch him. You lock him up first. Then you punch him, and then you heal him and let him go. See, that's how it works. Aramis is a hothead, so he just punches him right off the bat. Like, he spoke badly about me.
Yeah.
So, you get from Denner that Alden is not the greatest, but if Aramis took over, he'd rule with an iron hand. So it's like, I don't know if you want that either.
Right. Well,
Aldous is all greedy, and he likes basically schmoozing and sleeping with a lot of the peasant girls. He also likes reading books, and he's kind of like got maybe a drug habit that's developing. He's not sure, but he's like, he's just kind of.
Now, did you want to be here for this too, or not? With your character or not?
Well, I was trying to decide that.
Okay.
No, you seem to be fine getting information on your own. I'll go back and see if I can try to keep an eye on Angela.
So you are going back
Her
to the
movements.
palace. Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So anyway, you find out, and Adomus is just a creep. He's, to put it bluntly, he's quite possibly a rapist. I don't know.
Okay.
He's like, he's very forceful with women if they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, I've never seen it, but I have suspicions, but I can't do anything about it because he's the master's son.
Yes.
I am the captain of the guard, but no way would I erase.
So I'll hint around that if the whole family were to leave, would he be comfortable in charge representing the Isle? Does he feel he gets around along with the groups of the chieftains in the areas?
Yeah. He's like, they probably hold ill will toward me because I haven't actually stood up for them. I can't. So I feel like I could probably earn their trust, but it would take a lot for me to earn their trust because I've never had the guts to stand up and protect them.
Then, well, I'll kind of like,
But
if the opportunity would present itself for that situation, would you be willing to do so, even if it would look bad temporarily for the Isle?
I'm not much of a leader, but
your men follow you. It seems they do salute him and do all that stuff.
To be honest, I would just be a peacekeeper. I would let the people rule themselves, and we would just keep out the riffraff and protect them from the outside forces. But as a ruler, as a lord over them, no, I am not that. But I do know that they can govern themselves just fine. Especially Daniel.
They hired us. They come and kill your masters.
Yeah.
Especially Daniel Mayfair. He seems like a very knowledgeable man. I respect him greatly, although I have not had the opportunity to show it.
I kind of look at him and basically say,
"Don't look, I'm crying."
Yeah. I go, that is more what I want to know, truly how the people are here. Given the fallings of the areas around from the Isle, you will be surprised how much rebellion is growing. I think sometimes there needs to be more of a handshake and an appreciation now than a fist, some people would say.
Good fisting is always good.
Yes. Good deep fisting is...
Fisto.
Yeah.
I'd like to fisto that guy. He basically says... He basically says... He kind of like pauses. And he's
Don't do this again!
You're not from House Sinus, are you?
Oh, I'm from the House of Magic.
He kind of looks around and he's like,
the House of Mouse.
Hey there, buddy!
he's like,
Yo, so you got figured me out.
he says, you know, some of the unsavory tasks that I've been asked to perform recently were displaying some mercenaries who stood up to the Lord and his sons outside the city walls.
I have heard this.
It was not a task I enjoyed nor relished, and I hope I don't have to do that again.
Well, it's good. As I said, I am a representative of the Isle. But
I would hate to have to do it again.
oh, I don't think you would be able to. I smile deeply, and I can look at the house. I go, this house has done some bad things in the past. And I kind of nod. I would hate to see anything happen to you or your man. If anything, situation would arise. I would think it would be best if your
booty was out of here.
No, but I'm just saying, you seem to be you and your man of good intent. As I said, I was expecting the rabble from that. I do not see that. I would gather that comes from you and not the fist of your brother. Roll something or not?
No, he got 5 successes. He just kind of looks at you and he's like,
do I need to roll anything?
No, but when you say, I don't think you could, and you smile, you see him just kind of like look you up and down, and he's like, he's like, I believe you could back that threat up somehow.
We all could.
You all could.
Oops. Well, I look towards where they walked off to.
Your 2 companions.
They are very capable women.
Russell, what's the trouble with that? They rape me back.
It's terrible, except for that one. That one's nice.
That one's
I enjoyed that.
The wolves, the little noses.
He says, all right, Dracula wannabe.
What music they made?
He kind of nods and he's like, Well, if Alden orders it, I would protect him. But if it's a futile task, I will not risk my men.
They would be needed elsewhere, perhaps, in the future then. But perhaps there's just conversation.
Yes, of course. Of course. Have you seen the armory?
I have. The shields are quite interesting.
He's small talk. And then he's like, well, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my duties. And he kind of smiles when he says duties. For the time being.
I kind of watch.
And he does have this like, what the hell is up with
when
you?
I am
kind of
doing
thing.
this, I'm going to be next to him. So what I'm going to do,
Rub him up and down.
And that is a very nice cod piece you have.
Let me take your temperature.
It's the home
With my tongue.
it's the home of Pisces.
He's like, look, I'm part of House Sinus. I'm not that deep in the House Sinus.
I'm like the very top. Top ring,
Yeah.
not real deep.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Above the sewer.
Tip of it.
Just the tip of House Sinus. Spoken like a true House Sinus.
now I had a question about the coin of disinvision because it says in the spell you spend 10 motes to make it, and then it's permanent, and then you just concentrate on it when you wish to use it. So I don't know. Does that mean every time I want to make it? Because it takes a half hour to make the thing.
A coin?
Yes. So I don't know if I can always have one, and then I don't know what kind of motes I would spend to actually invoke it. Would it be the 10 then, or
Yeah, the 10 to create it.
But how long does it last? Because it says it lasts until I wish to destroy it, which takes 5 motes. So could I have already made it previously, and then I just use it? That's why
I'll allow it.
Okay, but I mean, to activate it, do I spend the 10? How do you want to do that? When I
Yeah, spend the 10 now. Like you've already created it, but you're handing it to someone. That will be
Okay.
your 10 motes, but you don't have to spend a half an hour to do it game time.
Okay.
But so you spent the 10 motes like the other night.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, last night.
Okay.
You're like, ooh, that might come in handy. I'll do that. So mark off your 10 motes.
Okay.
Or this morning. You're like, ooh, I might need that.
Okay.
So mark it off now, but you made it.
Okay.
And
So would that be? Could I have done that over there and been more of the peripheral when I was at the actual place, or what?
10 motes? You could have, but you probably would have went.
Went Nova.
Yeah, you know, light enough to read by, and it's a golden brand on your forehead until you could cover those motes. So it's still glowing.
Oh, is that how that
Yeah.
works?
So if you use your
I got
personal essence, that would be different.
I got you.
But if you spent peripheral, when you did it, you were glowing, and then now that cast mark is still showing.
I
Because
gotcha. That's
until
how
you
that works.
recover those motes, when you recover the motes, it dissipates.
I got you.
But you
Okay.
don't have them.
Okay.
So
I see. So really, I only have 20 then with Rins.
You're hard.
So if you'd actually done that yesterday before going to bed, how many of those could have been recovered while he was sleeping?
the wagon would give you 4, and let's see. Essence at the rate of 1. If you did it last night, yeah. If you got plenty of sleep, you could probably have those 10 motes back. Because 4 for his wagon, and then 1 for every hour's. Huh?
It's per hour.
Per hour. Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely would have
Okay.
them back.
Well, let's
so-
just say that then.
Okay.
Do you want to say I got to do anything to invoke it to use it or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you just,
When I have to use it, I have to just basically focus. I can't do anything else.
Okay.
Because I'm basically looking through the coin.
Okay.
So, all right.
So what are you using it for?
Well,
Or what does it do?
it's basically like a webcam.
Okay.
And then-
GoPro.
GoPro in somebody's pocket. I can actually look out of the pocket. If it's sealed in something, I can't see, but I can still hear. But it's like through a box.
Okay.
But I can see, smell, taste.
Ooh.
Wherever that's at.
Inside your
yeah, in the busted aisle on the house.
Put the
Senate.
ramen noodles up his butt again.
Yeah, in the house Senate. It's probably really nasty when they use those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! What did you eat?
So if you give it to somebody, as long as if it's in an open pocket, you can still.
And if I focus, I know where they're at.
Okay.
So I originally had made it to track her.
Right.
So I'm thinking about giving it to him though, like slipping it into him, but he might find it and be like, "What is this?"
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'm just going to hold off because that was my original plan, was to guard her.
Okay.
So I just hope that our conversation was enough. So
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you need me to roll for our conversations with him.
Nope. It's all role playing.
All right.
So you go back to the palace.
After his thing
Right.
and another tour.
You're at the
yes.
palace, and did you go back to the palace as well?
Yep.
Okay. So at the palace.
Malice at the palace.
The malice at the palace with the chalice at the palace.
I'll probably walk by the thing on my way back. And
The
then-
booth?
Yeah,
Okay.
the booth.
All 3 of them are there. Mo, Larry, and Curtis.
I mean,
Actually, I guess if he's easy by himself,
Yeah.
okay, I'll probably kind of break away and then maybe kind of fall in somewhere behind him,
Because I'll walk
Briefly.
like I'm shopping. So.
Yeah.
and then I'll probably do the same thing where I'll just kind of casually kind of come up and I'll probably pass on the information that we got.
It's folded like a little football.
Yeah.
That's the note. Okay. Yeah. So you tell him the information you got.
And I tell you back my information.
Okay.
If you were paying attention. So.
Yeah. So I have insurance. Do you?
I've been trying to
How about
read your
a
forever
extended car warranty? Okay. So you guys do that. You head back to the
And I
palace.
also
and you
mentioned
head
to
back
you that I am going to put something upon her that I will always know where she is at.
Dude, that is just not right. We are friends with the family.
It'll wash off.
Only with Dawn dish soap.
Match, I'm soaking in it. Oh, God.
Somebody talking, it just went over.
No, it's my private chat.
Oh, it's so private.
So you guys back at the palace. As you guys come in, you see, again, people milling about. Do you guys go to the throne room or just kind of hang out in the front? Or are you going to wander around?
If we can, I want to see if Angela's still
Okay.
sitting in that room.
Aldous looks like he sees somebody he recognizes down by the spiral staircase, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, ladies. I really have to talk to this gentleman. Please excuse me. Make yourselves at home." And he wanders off quickly over to this guy, shady-looking guy over by the staircase. The doors to the throne room are open. You look in there. You don't see anybody on the thrones or anything like that. You do eventually see around the corner from that hallway comes a guard who is following a couple steps behind Angela. And she's alone. And she seems to be just kind of walking, looking at the walls, that kind of thing. And he's just following along behind her. And she's kind of looks at the doors leading out, but doesn't like, "Oh, God, I wish I could go outside," kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But as she comes around the corner, she sees you two. Mm-hmm. And she's like,
I'm gonna walk up to her if the guard allows.
Yeah, well, she goes, "Guard, I am in the company of guests of House Sinis. Would you excuse us?" "Yes, my lady." And he turns and walks about 6 feet away and stands there. And she just kind of like, "That's the best it gets." Hello, travelers. I see you were here with the delegation from the Blessed Isle. But forgive me for noticing you don't look like you're from the Blessed Isle. He said you were guards or
Guards and guides
from the north
for his onward journey northwards.
Oh, are you both from the north?
Oh yes.
Oh, I've heard it's
Cold.
yes, quite frigid up there. Frozen wastes and all sorts of barbarians and
Nasty little monsters.
She's like, "Well, I am Angela. I am also a guest of House Sinis."
Lady Angela, we had been told of you.
"I thought you might have been. You seem to know a bit about me or my situation." And she kind of lowers her voice.
Quite.
"Why I'm here?
Are you wishing to return home?"
Very much so. I've been told I'm quite strong-willed, and I can be, but I don't know how much longer I can put off the advances. He is getting more
insistent
and agitated. And frankly, I'm starting to get a little scared. And I think I have more to fear from him than I originally thought until I got here. I think he may have had something to do with my mother's disappearance.
Have you gotten any other information on that?
No, but I did see a ring that she wore in the guest room that I'm staying in, under the bed. I know it's her ring. She was here.
Well, speaking of the guest room, do you think you could show us your accommodations? And after all, again, we are not dressed for the area. Do you have extra clothing that maybe we could borrow? Or
Well, I don't know if I have anything that would fit, but I might have something. Yes, follow me. And the guard starts to move, and she's like, "I'm going to my quarters. There are guards on the way." He's like, "Yes, ma'am."
she's quite safe with us.
He kind of nods and kind of looks around like, oh, shit, I'm going to get in trouble, but okay. So he quickly goes off and guards something else.
Turn needs guarding right now.
Look, I'm going to write Angela on it, so I'm not. So she takes you over to the spiral staircase, and the guard's there. They're kind of like, Lady Angela. She's like, I'm taking my guests to my quarters for a visit and to look for some fresher clothing for them. They're like, as you wish.
So on the way, I was making chit chat while we're within ear's breadth of them, just inane stuff like. So, what is your favorite fabric?
Okay, yeah, just kind of playing it off like
Flannel.
I'm part of the flannel panel, baby. At the top of the spiral staircase, which is a big, wide spiral staircase, at the top of the second floor, there are 2 guards there, and well, I'm not going to draw it up there, but basically to the left. To the right. Sorry. Sorry.
To the right. To the right. Left. Right.
There is a. You come up, and it's kind of like a little open area, and there's a hallway going straight, a small hallway, and a larger hallway going down to the end of. The end of the hall is a larger set of double doors, and then there's 2 sets of doors here and 2 sets of doors here. And she is right around the corner. And as she comes to the top of the stairs, she kind of looks around, and you notice she beelines right for this one room, kind of like looking intently. And then, come on, she hurries over to her room to go inside. And as you get inside, she closes the door, and she's like, that's Adomus's room. He left in a huff because I wouldn't hold his hand. I don't know where he went. So I'm kind of avoiding him best I can. But her room is
Maybe we
nice.
should just go over there and knock on his door and kill him right now.
Her room is fairly nice. There's,
That's the voice of diplomacy.
Right.
You into a proper
I was thinking of seducing him and then putting him in a lover's chokehold and get him unconscious. And then
What a way to go.
Then we could spirit her out of here.
So you get in her room. There's the bed and the vanities and all that, and the closets and
Chains and
whatever.
mirrors and
Yeah. But there is a window, a smaller window that's a little up high, a little higher than normal. But it's, a single person could like crouch down and get through it. But it's not a big window by any means. And there's curtains on the wall and tapestries, and she's like, okay, all right. Do you really need something to wear, or I can look for something to make it look good? So
That was for
Something a bit less arctic.
she kind of rummages through her closet. She's like, some of this isn't even mine. Yeah, here's 2 Band-Aids and a cork. Will that work?
all connected by string.
Oh my!
What happened? She bent over and 3 guards died. I don't know what happened.
That's a hell of a charm.
Whoa!
It's all fun and games till somebody farts and shoots the cat with the butt plug.
What the hell?
That was my favorite cat.
Catty remark.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I use that charm of the return. So
Retrieve the fallen butt plug. Okay. He's kind of going through clothes to look for something, but you guys can say whatever you want to her. She's like, it's safe in here, as far as I know.
I want that window. I want to mark that window from the outside
Okay.
somehow. Through it or
Throw a tomato in it.
something that appears in me, like a cloak.
Got an
That's
axe,
kind of
right?
thing. Yeah, I have an axe. I was actually thinking about. I think that's only for the bow, the retrieve the fallen weapon.
Any of your weapons.
Any of my
It
weapons?
has to be your weapon that you
Right.
use a lot.
I was thinking about leaving one of the weapons kind of like
In the
Out.
windowsill. Or like prop the window and put it there.
so I can mark the window
Yeah.
from the outside so that everybody
Yeah.
will see what.
Yeah. You
And-
She's
and-
got a handkerchief or
And
something.
then if
Yeah.
if you need it.
and
You just,
if I need it, I just go.
yeah, you can do that.
So
Yeah. So it's pretty tall. You'd have to reach up there, but I'm sure
I'll stand on Valis' shoulders.
Valis could lift you.
yeah.
So yeah, you can get up there and kind of like the window kind of opens like a panel like that, so you can open it up and kind of wedge your axe right there and kind of brace the window against it. You know, so from the outside, it's the axe coming down the window, leaning against it, but not many people. Wait, what's that?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can mark the window, and if you need your weapon from outside or inside, you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can get up there and do that, and she's kind of like, what are? Is that going to help us escape?
Possibly.
Okay, now the guy with you, is he really with the House of
He's
Sinis?
with us.
Okay, good, because he was kind of freaking me out there for a bit,
I was
but
gonna offer.
Very good at what he does.
very good.
No,
And
he's,
is it-
he's
is it-
not a member of House Tennessee. He is of the college.
Now, is it just you three?
There's more.
There's more. Okay. All right. There are a lot of men here, and these men are exalted. You know this, right? Because my father has sent mercenaries here before, and they did not. The ones that actually came here did not make it. They were overpowered. I mean, you seem very confident, and I've never seen people like you, but
So he sent mercenaries here to fetch you, or this is
no, this is before.
previous?
Before,
Right.
Just to get rid of Alden Sinis and his sons. But that didn't work, so I don't know. And there were like 7 of them, so I don't know. I mean, I'm any chance I can get out of here is I'm so grateful, and I'm sure you're capable warriors. But I forgive me if I don't have a lot of faith in it.
One moment. Retrieve phone weapon.
That's a moat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you?
Climb back up and put it back in the window again.
And she's like, okay. Are you
We're better than the mercenaries before.
dragon blooded?
Better.
Nice answer. She's like, better. My father has told me stories. Are you demon?
Really?
No, we're the nice demons.
She's kind of like,
We're the ones that didn't get your ass out of here.
wow, okay.
Please said.
Yeah. She finds kind of like this big kind of shawl thing. It's more like a cloak, but it kind of covers the whole thing. It's not a cloak. It's more like a long shawl that is very reminiscent of
Unrevealing.
this area and unrevealing. It definitely covers this. And she's like, here, this might work. And it has a hood as well. She's like, this might work. So you can kind of drape that over. You're like,
What kind of material is this?
green. No, no, she gives you some
Oh, matches my hat.
fancy type dyed wool, specially treated. So,
Bless you.
but yeah, she's like, all right, well, what? And all of a sudden, there's a knock at the door, and she's like,
Bless you.
I'm with guests, and you hear a female voice say,
Not anymore.
Lady Angela, we would like to bestow a gift upon you. It's some of the servants, Carissa and Lorraine. And she's like, oh, one moment. She goes over and kind of opens the door. You see 2 kind of servant girls. Looks like they kind of have shawls on, like they just came from market. And they're like, Lady Angela. And they kind of look and they're like, oh, we're sorry. She's like, no, it's fine. And she's like, one of the girls is like, we got you something in the market. We wanted to get you a gift. She's like, well, a gift? They're like, yes. It means something to us, and it might mean something to you, and it might mean something to others. And they kind of hold a little box, and she opens it up, and it's a little pendant with a little thing. It's in River Speak, which is the Eastern language that you guys aren't really familiar with, but it's a little symbol.
I speak it.
Oh, you speak it? Okay, it's the symbol for hope. And she's like, oh, this is really nice. I hope it is. She's like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's yours. Wear it. Put it on now and wear it for your
I'll
entire...
explain. It's a very nice pendant for you to have. In the river speak, it's a symbol for hope.
And the two girls like look at each other and kind of like blush, and then they're like, we got matching ones too, and they each have an earring that has hope. And they're like, we got them too. Wear it for us while you're here. Just put it on now and just keep it on. It might bring you peace, and it might bring you a little bit of freedom.
Did you get that in the market today?
Well, yes, we did.
Do you know from which vendor? I'm thinking maybe.
They mention a vendor. She comes here a lot of times with jewelry.
Well, if you didn't know
A vendor,
what
a
they
symbol.
meant, what the symbol meant, did you just think it was pretty, or
One of them says, well, it was pretty, and another one goes, well, there was a young man who told us what it meant.
oh, the vendor?
No, another customer.
So cute. We're part of his fan club now.
We joined his Facebook group.
Actually, I'm stalking him on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the damn OnlyFans.
We've got timing as you walks around the place. I'm over here now.
We've got lobes for him.
Yeah. Ooh. Check out that. Yeah. So anyway, they kind of like, well, we just wanted to make sure you're happy, and sorry to interrupt, but and she's like, oh, that's very nice. I'm like, put it on. So she does, and it does look nice. Kind of brings out her eyes, and she's like, oh, that is very pretty. And they're like, well, it was very nice serving you, and I hope we get to do it again. She's like, well, I don't see why you wouldn't. And they kind of look, and they're like, well, in case we don't see you again, it's been a pleasure. And she kind of looks at him like, what do you mean by that? And they go,
Wait, how was the young man dressed in the market?
well, we have to go. We have to serve dinner. Goodbye. Goodbye. They're like, just think freedom, happy thoughts, fly, be free. And they kind of giggle and run off. And she's like, she's like, oh yeah, the wind, fly with the wind. And then she closes the door like, well, that was interesting. It is pretty though.
I think that's
May I say that, Angela, that if you value your mother's brooch ring, whatever it was, you keep it with you this evening?
I have it.
You
She
keep
actually
it-
holds up.
you-
She has a glove on. She takes
Yeah,
the glove
okay.
off and she's wearing it.
She's only got 4 fingers.
She's 6 fingers.
No.
I'm coming for it now.
You killed my
My
father.
name is Suatsu. You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
The mob squad.
Monster Squad.
I am the Brute Squad.
Yeah,
The monster squad. With Frankenstein too? Okay, I knew this was a White Wolf game, but come on. Okay, so she's like, well, that was odd. And she's like, well, I keep it with me. So,
think that's a communication from another from our group.
oh, okay. Well, I will definitely wear this. Well, we should probably get back downstairs before suspicions are raised, but are you staying in the palace tonight? Do you know, or?
Only as long as we have to.
All right. She kind of looks up the window. Well, I guess you'll know which room is mine. All right. Well, let's go back downstairs. And you guys leave and kind of walk by the guards, and the guards are just like, yes, ma'am. Kind of small talk and all that. When you guys get downstairs,
Chitter chatter, violet perfume.
yeah. When you guys get downstairs, you see
Oh, I smell so much.
Tomo coming inside. So, and it's getting to be sunset by all the time this is over. So, it's getting to be sunset. You come in. People in the palace are kind of bustling around. They're going to be serving dinner in the throne room if anybody wishes, that kind of thing. So, you guys come down. She's with you, and you are at the front doors. So,
Okay. Now I talked to you, Brad. I kind of said, well, what do we want to do? What do you think? We could attack the sons together in the throne room? Rescue her? Or
Do you know what exactly is going on tonight?
I would imagine they will do some sort of feast for her, my honor. Some sort of party and other list.
But she will be there, though.
Of course she will.
Perhaps afterwards we could at least get to her first and then escort her out.
If that is what you want to do.
I'm not very clear on what we should really do. Only that we need to do something.
I think these people are a tyranny upon here. The father is gone, the son will be worse. The man of arms, as he has said, way, but I may have shown my card a bit to him already. So either way, we are pushed to do something soon.
He can't keep his mouth shut.
For my part, I'm only here to make sure the lady stays safe.
So be it. And that will be our first priority.
Then after that, we just wing it.
All right.
Following in the prayer.
so real quick, you meet these two and Angela.
Oh, I mean,
She's like, oh, yes. The delegate from the House Dennis, and she kind of this time she's like, "Oh, you can," but you can tell she's kind of
her hand
a little, very subtly, but kind of overplaying it.
Yeah,
So,
I can't eye you two. What did you tell her?
We didn't have to tell her
You're supposed to
anything.
wait till the orgy.
but yeah, she's kind of like, "It's very good to see you again. I hope I wasn't taking up too much of your guide's time."
It's a lovely necklace.
No, thank you. I think it looks very nice.
It means hope in the river speech.
I've heard.
Yes. Very
She
nice.
says, yes, it's a gift from some friends.
Oh, very nice.
Well, yeah, I think they're going to be serving dinner soon, so I should best get ready.
Yes, please do.
I hope to see you all at dinner, or perhaps after.
Both.
Ah, good.
Will you be quite all right until dinner?
I will. It's not long, and it's been 2 days. I can handle another few hours, if necessary. She says, but I will look for you at dinner, and if you would be kind enough, I would like to join you at your table. I will make sure that's okay.
This is a very special token from the island. I pull out that coin. I go,
Oh, this is for a peep show. I've seen that.
good for one free show. It's got the Empress like seductive. And I go, make sure you keep this, and I kind of sleazily put it, you know, like if somebody's watching it.
Yeah. No, nobody's watching. So
Oh, okay.
You're like, oh, nobody's watching. Sorry. Here.
Nobody's watching. Oh, there you move.
You just put it in here. Let me show you on Valis. You just put it in here like this.
Now I know where they're at all times.
How could you miss some? No, you give her the coin.
Yeah,
She's
said
like-
that I will be able to know where you are at with this, and to hear things that are going on. If I so
Oh.
wish it.
She kind of looks, and she looks at the pendant and kind of like looks at the back, kind of like, Oh, puts it in there, and you hear her kind of like slide it like it's got like a metal frame around this piece of jade, and she just kind of like wedges it in the back, in that metal, and she's like, So it's on the back side of her pendant. So she's like, yes. Well,
was
thank
that
you.
her mother's pendant?
No, the one that
The one that they sent.
that they got her.
Yeah. Okay.
See how that works out.
Yeah, her mother's is a ring.
We bring our spycraft in parts. So you
Yeah.
She's like,
Dun 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 dun.
pretty soon.
we're gonna smuggle
I
the
got
rest of
this.
the gun later.
I got this collapsible flute for you. It fits right over the pendant, and you can. It's pretty awesome. Then you can see where we are at all times from a distance.
And if you get one more Happy Meal, Exalted's collection will be yours.
She has a powerful weapon.
And if you lose it for another Happy Meal, Barnabas will sell it back to you.
Call Uber.
Now I do ask there, like, how long does the craft people stay there? Are they forced to leave at night, or how does that happen?
The market people are asked to leave shortly after sundown. So,
Okay.
but she says, if sometimes Alden has been known to allow people to stay if they're esteemed guest or invited to the palace. You are an esteemed guest. Perhaps you could speak to him, and if you have other friends out there, you may be able to invite them to stay at the palace.
No. I just wondered when they will be leaving. That's all.
Yeah, soon.
All right.
She's like, well, I'm going to get ready for dinner.
Although I did see there was a addition there. Perhaps that would be interesting to hear him come play.
Oh, boy. They're always happy for entertainment.
I will go to one of the guards.
Okay. Yeah, the guard.
I go.
What is it, citizen?
Are you busy later?
I tell him what it
No, I'm not, citizen. Meet me at the barracks. Wear nothing.
Don't have to wear a damn thing.
The only thing you're wearing is chocolate sauce.
And peanut butter.
with peanut butter. In that order.
In that order.
It got difficult.
So anyway, the guard's like, yes?
I says, there was an entertainer I saw at the market. I mentioned for him to come to play, and I kind of like,
Do you want him arrested?
no.
It was horrible.
If he is very poorly
Chop his
playing,
head off.
perhaps you should. Would you mind bringing him? I give him like a little something.
Yeah.
You know, for
He's
his
like,
trouble.
oh, you want him to play for...
Yes,
dinner
I will
too?
play it for. I will pay him. I had mentioned it to him before. If he is still interested, if you would not mind, then you'll do something for yourself for the trouble.
Of course, sir.
Thank you.
And you kind of describe...
Yeah.
Yeah.
How thoughtful to provide dinner.
He's the only guy out there
Yes.
playing a flute
Yes.
without any makeup on.
Where is this guy?
Just like the two light lanterns. Lie!
The whole time people are walking back to the pub. Man, that guy with the eyeliner and the flute was really good. He was over at that booth. The guard's like, well, I'm not going to find this guy. So,
Early. Oh no!
Eyeshadow.
so anyway, after a little bit, you guys are kind of like, okay, well, they're going to be shutting the market down soon. What do we do? And a guard comes walking up to your booth. And he kind of, with his halberd, and he kind of stands. He's like,
How are you guys?
I'm like not
Yeah.
facing him. I'm just.
Yeah.
I've seen him coming out of the corner of my eye. I just turned and was playing the other direction for the fuck of it.
he kind of stops and he's like, excuse me, you playing the music?
I think he's talking to you.
Huh? What's going on?
You have been invited to the palace to play for dinner this evening for the House Sinus.
Well, it's about
Got a
time.
gig at the palace, man.
I can't help it. I accept.
Playing at the palace.
When should I be there?
Well, if you'd like to follow me, I'll escort you there now. Dinner will be served in about half an hour to 45 minutes, so you'll have time to get situated.
Let me grab my stuff and I'll follow you in there. Yes.
I'll wait for you.
I'll grab my satchel of junk and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these weapons. Swallow.
No, I have it hidden in a way.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, let me grab my things. Diclave,
Cattle prod.
a couple javelins.
Interesting noise.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting out of it.
Would you hold this Morning Star for me, thank you. I'll take that back. No, you get your stuff and
throwing stars.
yeah. He's like, well, if you follow me out, let's go to the palace.
Lead the way, sir.
And you head up to the palace. You two are left there, out in the cold.
But he did say the dinner started in half an hour, though, right?
Half an hour to 45 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Alright. Sounds like a good time to
Get situated.
decamp.
so you guys pack up all your stuff then in the wagon.
Decamp the
Yep.
van.
Okay.
Van
Actually, did we end up selling most of it, or is there?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So,
I'm hoping too. I'm gonna make sure. So if we're gonna be climbing and stuff like that, what are we actually using? Is it athletics?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it would be athletics.
Well, you might be.
You're just up
I
there.
don't know what you're-
Actually, it's performance. If you're doing parkour. So yeah. All right. Well, you guys pack up. You head out with everybody else, or about that time. Like, well, we're getting off early, so you go off. Are you going to leave out the front door completely? Okay. So
Drive out, head down the road, and basically once we get back in the trees, find a spot to park the wagon and circle around to the back.
Guard comes up and you're like, got a flat?
Put the club on it.
yeah, on the reins. Well, as you guys kind of get into the tree line, you hear some rustling, and basically two wolves come running up to your wagon. Yeah, yeah, and one's very large and one's not so big.
Yeah.
And as you got to get your wagon like parked out of sight, the two wolves come up and just kind of like sit right next to the wagon, like, we're here. All right, good. And as you guys get ready to go, they stay there.
Okay.
You can't even come on. And they're just nope. They're staying because that's what their orders.
I'm not telling them to come on.
Come up this
I'm
up.
actually getting on my horse,
Yeah.
taking the horse around.
No dog tossing, please.
So you're taking the horse off the wagon and bringing him around. Okay. All right.
See some of those goat scale vertical walls?
This real fast goat in it.
Okay. So where are you taking your horse? Because we'll go with the outside of the wall first. Where are you headed?
To the back.
To the back wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to take the tree line, so you come in from the back. Mm-hmm. There's a couple guards up there, but it is getting night. There's some torches, but they look like they're just kind of like talking from like 10 feet away.
You like the pop?
You like the pop
You
tarts?
like the Pop-Tarts? I love the Pop-Tarts.
So the
I like the strawberry one.
Oh,
They're very
cast
good.
ability,
Brown sugar
Yeah.
days.
what's the range on that?
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Strawberry. Check.
Yeah, you're both night cats, so let's see
Not
what
that
this is.
cherry.
Oh yeah.
S'mores.
S'mores?
S'mores. Oh, that's all this.
If Barry said he had s'mores.
You had one with berry? Berry made some Pop-Tarts.
Sneak it in the back. Imagine that.
Very tasty.
Whoa, let's go eat it.
The boysenberries are the pick.
Boysenberry?
That was a tune reference.
Poison berries. What?
Boysenberry. Not poison,
Oh, we broke the
poison.
Shit. Now what do we do?
I'm done.
We're getting ready to kill people.
It's 9:40, so he's tired out.
He's shut down.
The character may expend. You can mute your anima.
Yeah.
Mute your enema.
Yeah. Muted anima. Anima. Thank you.
Anime.
Like an imperceptible veil around her. Is that how that looks? As water sprays everywhere.
Oh, God, it's starting all over again.
No, the other end. Yes, anime, the other end.
This extended anima lasts for an entire scene and costs 10 motes of essence to evoke. The anima mutes the senses of any attempting to perceive the nightcast, and also the evidence the Exalted leaves behind for those who would follow her trail. Shadows are darker, sounds muffled, and scents and footprints are much lighter than normal. In game mechanic
yours
terms,
with the-
this muting increases the difficulty of all rolls to detect or track the exalted by 1, so long as the muted anima is in effect.
Oh, muted anima. I was like,
So for 10 motes,
Yes.
you can basically come up, and if anybody's trying to look for you or smell you or hear you, it's basically difficulty of at least 2 for them to
Yes.
see you. So if you want to do that, you can. If you just want to rely on stealth, you can do that too.
that
I
said
am.
muted animal. I was like, how's muting your horse gonna?
Yeah.
Well, no loud tip outs.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the stealth mode.
Stealth mode. Silent running.
So yes.
So you are going to
Yeah.
activate that. So yeah, if anybody comes tracking you guys, they're just going to see your footprints. That's it. But you guys make it up to the wall.
That is not carry you, my son.
What are you going to do with Bucephalus? Are you going to walk right up to the wall?
No, I'm leaving him in
In the tree.
back in the tree line.
Okay, got it. So you guys are sneaking up to the wall. In that
For you to
case,
wagon in case
you
have
don't have
fun.
to roll, but if you want to roll Dex and Stealth.
And then I've got sneak.
Oh, Sneak. Yeah. I'm sorry. Use that.
Well, no, it's
Oh, for your specialty.
Yeah, it's my specialty.
Yeah, so add that.
Come on, let me roll. Come on.
You don't need to.
He's finally getting a
But I got sneak too.
he's finally getting a Rasmus's thing
I am going to
from the
use some personal
steampunk board.
stuff. Not the essence, but the personal. What did you say it was again?
Anima.
Yeah, for the masterful performance.
Oh,
Yeah.
spend essence for that.
Essence for that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can do that.
I can say 2 modes, but I'd rather just spend the essence, the personal essence, so I don't set off any triggers.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And what does that give you?
Make a regular charisma plus performance roll. Then PC may buy additional successes up to essence rating plus the number of successes on the roll.
Okay.
But it's an instant thing.
Yeah, so what's your
Yeah.
essence?
My essence is 3.
So you automatically get 3 successes.
Okay.
And then you still roll. You know,
Right.
put that on top of that.
Yeah.
I'll just use them all roll.
Okay.
I don't want it to be overly
Yeah.
amazing.
No, you still roll. You just,
Okay. Just enough to.
Yep.
make
Yeah,
them
basically
happy.
to make sure you didn't go bust.
Right.
What is that, Matt?
Actually, which you wouldn't if he has automatic
three
successes.
Well, yeah, did it say you get automatic or you can buy additional successes?
I can buy additional successes up to my essence rating.
Yeah.
Plus
So
the number of successes on the roll.
Oh, that's why I read mine. It's like when you roll, you automatically get that.
some are like that. Some you buy them. So let me
How would you buy them?
You spend it.
spend more essence.
Oh.
Every mote usually gives you an automatic success.
Okay.
So let me see what it says here real quick before you roll. Brad, what'd you get on your
4?
4? Okay, yeah.
5.
They didn't even hear you come up. They're like talking. You guys are so quiet. They didn't notice. They only had 2 successes.
Freaking ninjas.
Yeah. Oh.
Rob, does it say what page that one's on?
174.
Oh, I'm way past. 174?
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Okay. 2 modes per success. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically makes a regular charisma and performance roll for the character. Then the player may buy additional successes up to your permanent essence rating. Okay. Go ahead and spend your 2 motes to enact the charm.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Hey, what the hell are things doing on my thing?
That's not a success. That one is.
No, it's 7. It's gotta be 7.
Oh, 7 or better?
Yeah.
1 success. No, 2 successes.
2 successes.
Excuse me.
Okay, so you did pretty well, but the charm allows you, if you wanted to spend 2 motes of essence, you could get another success for 3.
I'll do that.
Okay, so mark off your 4 motes of essence, 1 for activating the charm and 1 for getting the other success.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you play really well during dinner, so it's very pleasant. A couple musicians actually accompany you, somebody with some drums, and
Yeah, I kind of play
probably a
it
guy
up.
with a lute, and they actually, it's very pleasant dinner music for the evening. And even
I wasn't trying to overdo it, but I
right,
didn't want to be
yeah,
fuck up.
you do break into a flute solo like Jethro Tull. And the locomotive breath was around his success. All right.
Do Civil War from Guns N' Roses.
The middle son takes off his underpants and throws it at you.
I duck.
Stick
All
to the wall.
right. So I think is that clock right?
No, it's almost 10.
So
yeah.
you guys are going to sneak up to the wall successfully. You're going to get to the wall, and we're going to leave you there. The two guards are up there talking. Like I said, it's about 12 feet tall, or 10 feet tall. You play throughout the evening, and as long as you're playing, everyone's absolutely having a blast. They're relaxed.
That's good.
They're having fun. You guys come to dinner. Angela is there. She's kind of sitting next to Adomus and Aramis and Aldous and Alden with a couple other people at the table. But when you guys come in, she kind of leans over and speaks to Alden, who kind of looks at her and looks over at your table and kind of looks at her quizzically, and she kind of says something like,
Can I try and focus on what?
"Oh yeah, you can focus on the coin."
And I was
She's like,
probably thinking that too when they first sit down, kind of hearing what.
yeah, basically, Adomus is like, "You look beautiful this evening, as always." And she's like, "Why, thank you. I appreciate that." He's like, those clothes are rather lovely. I bet they'd look really good on the floor." And she's like, "Oh, thank you. Yes."
What a charmer. Snake charmer.
Yeah. She says, "Forgive me, Lord Sinus, but if you don't mind, I think I'd like to take dinner with our new visitors over there." And he's like, "Really? Is there a reason?" She's like, "Well, if I can get into their good graces, maybe I can actually put in a word for you and your sons. I know you wish to get back to your house, and he seems like the man to do it. And if you would allow me to prove my gratitude for being allowed to stay here, maybe I can help you. I do have charms." And she kind of looks over at Adomus and kind of smiles, and he's like, "She's right about that, Father." "Yes, that sounds like a fine idea.
He actually
Please.
believes she wants to be there.
Adomus, or any of them?"
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, they're arrogant. Yeah,
okay.
totally arrogant. So they're like, yeah,
Of course she wants to be here.
yeah. Where else would she want to be?" So basically, she's like, "Well, yes, of course, my dear. Go visit with them and maybe find out if they've made any choices on any reports they might be making. And if it's not looking good, persuade them or warn me of it." She's like, "Of course." She gets up, excuses herself. Adomus is kind of like watches her go from here low, and then just kind of like, but you're out of earshot when he starts talking to his
Did I hear anything when she first sat down?
Not really. They're like, our honored guests are sitting over there. I will probably make a toast to them eventually. So,
Nothing like I want to kill them.
no, it's more like, well, I should probably make a toast. I mean, he's just from the Ministry of School. He's here to check up on me, but I should appease his ego and that kind of thing.
He is a level 2 Dotson.
Yeah.
Is it Dotson?
I'm a Dotson.
So you guys are at dinner, you're playing, and you guys have stuck up to the back wall, and we are going to stop there. And I'm thinking that the next time we play, not next week, but the week after, we should be able to finish this up, unless you do something stupid and try and fight an entire army, which would be cool.
It's gonna be another week, a couple more weeks.
One more session.
Shadowfax. Shadow Hunter.
3. But yeah, you're almost at the end. Eyes on the prize.
This is the end.
So anyway,
Song that never
And
ends.
then, well, that's it. Check us out on our Linktree if you get a chance. There you can find all the YouTube videos of our live streams that we have listed. And hey, did you know that you can meet us? That's right. We're going to be showing up at some events here around the area pretty soon. First one of the events we're going to be at is the Quincy Time Travelers Weekend, May 19th, 20th, and 21st. We'll be having a booth there. You can come and hang out with us. In
Quincy, Illinois.
Quincy, Illinois. That's right. Then after that, we're going to be at Planet Funk Con in Davenport, Iowa, August 25th to the 27th. And the last one for this that we have so far booked is the Big River Steampunk Festival.
Yeah.
Down in Hannibal, Missouri.
Awesome.
On the Labor Day weekend, sorry. And we're going to do something special there. We're going to try to do something that we'll reveal soon. So make sure you check that out.
And if you go to Hy-Vee on East Main tomorrow, you might see me and Bobby.
In Galesburg.
Yeah, in Galesburg.
They've got to buy groceries sometime.
Thank you, Dale, for running the game.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dragon's Den, for hosting, and Mike for helping us with the live stream, and everybody else for playing tonight.
Thank you.
Special big thank you to Free League Publishing.
Yes.
And, and what?
Cracker and Simon.
And Cracker and Simon. Make sure if you go to Free League Publishing's drive-through RPG, let them know we sent you. So Raconteur Society sent you. Again, don't forget to check out our links on our social media. And we'll see what the members are up to on our Linktree. That's all for now. See you all.
All right,
next
bye.
week.
Good night, TikTok. Good night, Facebook, Twitch.